Yes, it's so
That's in a
six
few
nine three
days. Is that
is
Wednesday?
yeah, later this week. I guess that's Wednesday.
Cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, those are the good stuff. And I think what we got the much awaited Elite War with the that just got announced with 567 and 255 and what that's like a week from now, I would assume. That was released a few days ago.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Elite
it's gonna be a
Wars?
good one. I'm excited to see that for sure.
You
I'm
said
Yeah,
excited
Elite
to see
Wars?
that.
I hope someone live streams that. That would be awesome.
That's going to be super unlikely, in my opinion. Just because, But
Yep.
now that Woody's there, it's super possible, But I would only assume just for both sides and wanting to pay attention to the actual task at hand. I don't think that anybody's going to want to do that. I remember when we were talking about it for when we were going to go up against 255 and someone wanted to stream it. Just like as long as they're not a part of our group, but I also don't want to give up a city slot for it either. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I understand it completely. And, but I'm sure there's going to be some type of recording, whether it be from Enox or from Woody afterwards. So, be looking forward to the point change, however way that goes.
Oh, Fraggle in the chat says it will be streamed.
Awesome. There you go. So there we got an answer for the community then, guys. That's good stuff. So awesome. So yeah, I'll be tuned in, ready to
Same
rock with
here.
that with my popcorns. you know,
Absolutely.
I gotta figure out what time it is because it's probably during the business day, knowing those guys' time slots. So I gotta move some stuff around for sure, just so I
Yep.
can watch.
Yep. We'll find out what time it
Nice.
is and we'll get it posted.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. I don't know if it's going to be on the Patreon thing or what, but whoever's got details, if you don't mind, if they're available, drop them in the chat for the community because I'm sure everybody wants to watch that shit. Whoever's here or on YouTube or going to be watching the recording of this later this week on YouTube. So, drop the link. We'll try to drop it in the YouTube chat link as well if it is available. But yeah, I'm assuming that a majority of the community is going to want to see that one and not miss it, and or see the recording of it afterwards. So however that works, I'm sure everybody wants to see it once again. Similarly to I'm excited to see the outcome of the 693-785 one because nothing for nothing. I'm kind of the one that told Holbrook, it's like, listen, man, I think you guys can beat them. So long as you can rile up the monsters. And I feel like 90% of the time Treehouse isn't there. So the long and short of it is I think you guys are going to give them a good run for their money, you know. But they can show up with 60 to 70, no problem. Don't get it twisted. They're not dead by any means. But the majority of their power is in those two cities, So if you can kind of keep them at bay, I think you guys have a real good shot at beating them. But it ain't going to be cheap. And
Nope.
Yeah,
Ronaldo
well,
ties you. And Ronaldo ties you up for a long time. I know you guys got Holbrook and numerous other cities there, but man, doesn't matter how many big cities I got. You got. When Ronaldo and Treehouse gets in there, man, those battles take a long time. Feels like they never fucking end. So be
well, from
prepared
from a
for
team
those.
stamp from a team standpoint, if he's got Holbrook tied up, then that means he's tied up too. So
Yeah,
I
I was
guess
just
that one
gonna
kind of
say
goes both
the
ways.
rest of them. I feel like the rest of them should be squishy compared to you guys. But they are a little bit older than you, so they might have a little
Hmm.
bit of an edge on the free to player stuff. But I'm of the capacity where those guys don't even do the free player stuff. They still just hang on the coattails of Ronaldo. But here nor there. I think that's going to be a real good test for you guys because they are a top 10 team and they fight real hard against people on defense. So it's going to be a good little match for you guys for sure. I'm excited to see the outcome of that one.
We're looking forward to it.
But I think you guys just walking should be able to take up the 595 guys, no problem. Your Mayday team be able to. There's only one guy that speeds around like a maniac for no reason. So rest of
Well,
it should be able to keep at bay.
hopefully that one is relatively mellow, considering we have 9:04 3 hours after that.
I was just gonna say the one you're gonna have to worry about is 904 because they challenged you and they're not gonna want to lose that, you know.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's like a welcome to the top 20 or what. Um, but you know, it should be a good one regardless because you guys have very similarly matched cities. You know, I don't know about participation and leadership. Well, I don't know the leadership of 904. Let's just say that. But I know you guys, you know, are a little bit different, you know. And I've seen the Elite War of 904 when they played. Who was that? 555. That was a good one to watch. I remember that one. That was crazy and sweaty there for a little while.
Oh yeah,
So
you got kind of vocal on that one.
yeah, I remember having a little mini anxiety attack on that one. You know, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. So if they do that against you guys, respectfully, in 904, they'll likely lose. You know, so hopefully they've made some you know good adjustments in their tactics. And but yeah, that's gonna be sweaty, bro. You know, those guys are coming and they're fucking strong. You know, they're strong.
Oh yeah.
They're strong over there, man. So yeah, there's definitely some good stuff going on in the elite war world. You know, I've seen some really good some good nations start, you know, really moving. You know what, we got 7-Eleven down there now, in like top 11 or 12, something along those lines. You got
And they're
904
getting a
just hanging
merge.
out. Yeah, dude, I took the words right out of my mouth, man. Yep, spoken to existence, and they're gonna get a couple more people. They already show up with like 90 plus, man, to, you know, Elite War, from what I understand. You know, so if they're gonna get a little injection of a handful of good cities, you know, I think that's gonna be really good for you know that team as well as the nation. I guess all these mergers, you know, I was looking at all the people who got released. I was on Woody's podcast a little earlier, listening to all that merger list, and you know, I'm excited to see how the matching pairs up. You know, I'm excited to see how that pans out. But I think it's fair to say that I don't think anybody's going to be super happy. You know, and I'll just leave it at that. But you can grab a couple of cities, like, you know, 7-Eleven didn't necessarily need a merge per se, but from what I understand, they're just a one. You know, they really only have one alliance there. You know, so maybe the merger was needed still, just for active bodies and things like that. Who knows? But I know they rolled up them ranks quick, man. They went from 40 to 11 like in a few weeks. You know.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Yeah, doing real well. So shout out 7-Eleven, whoever's leading that team over there, man. You guys are doing something good. You know. So and there was somebody else who moved up pretty. Oh, a Cowboys team, right?
That's 7-Eleven.
That is no. So it's not 732 then. 732, I believe, is ran up there pretty good. I have to pull my phone up.
Yeah, pulling it up
But
now.
there was a couple of other nations that I was looking at when I was gandering over the ranks, you know, a week or so ago. But just today alone, there was some good movement, you know, with Holbrook and team. Looks like you guys got bumped down to 20 though. You were 19 earlier. Well, no, you were first
Yeah.
done. So it was 732. 732 is up to 17 now. 7-Eleven's down to 16. So I think they might have lost today to somebody, because I feel like they were ranked higher, but I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm confusing 171 with 7-Eleven because I'm the fucking retard. You know? Because 171 is ranked 11, you know? So it's very possible that I have dyslexia and I was smoking a joint. But they're still up there. They're ranked 16. They're doing their thing, man. So UFU, you guys are killing it. And then 732 up there, 17 right behind them. So yeah, there's definitely some good movement. 564 is just, you know, they're kind of taking a step back, I feel like, and letting you newer nations come in and do your thing. And then you got 910, who I don't feel like is pushing. You know, just throwing that out there to 910 and their leadership staff. I know they're getting a merge too, I heard, right? So
Yeah.
GC winners and and unbeaten in so many events, blah blah blah. So, the how to get a merge, is being tossed out the window at this juncture. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that 9-10 getting a merger is gonna probably be super fruitful of them, when it's all said and done. But I don't think they're pressing. It's probably because they put the brakes on to run out another GC and all those things. We were similar position in 425 going at another GC, so it's when you don't get challenged much, which I doubt a lot of people are challenging nations like 910 or 904. So when you don't get challenged much, I think you kind of pick your battles. So if that's being done, they're probably not reaching a little bit. I talked about this probably the last podcast I was on, just because I like the fact of reaching a little bit if you can, especially if you got numbers, because there's some teams down there in that top 20 or so that are, based on the couple of monsters that are left over, like 171 and Crystal and those guys. Those guys are real strong, the top end, but can they still show up with their, 80 plus like that's needed down there? I don't think they can. I don't think they are. Let's put it that way. Maybe they can for something special. So maybe same thing for like 113. I think that 113. Those guys, can show up with numbers. We haven't challenged them in a while, so it's possible that they've done some, alliance management over there and gotten some more bodies. But I do feel like there's some nations out there strategically, touched for whatever reason, can definitely be taken advantage of, point wise. And once you get the taste of those reaching points, right, Beef, those reaching points are sweet, right?
Oh, it's very juicy.
When you reach a little bit and you get that W, or you go get that defense. Like if you guys defend against 904 and win, right? That'll be huge for you guys. Elite war wise, point wise. That'd be really good.
Oh yeah.
So, like all those things, whatever. Camel's got in this little weirdo algorithm. So, but yeah, the reaching elite war points are always pretty good. Especially if you're in that top 30 or so, and you're reaching down into the top 10 or whatever the case is, similar to what your guys' Ronaldo situation is in a few days. That's a 500-600 point advantage to you guys. It's a 1,000-point swing because they're going to lose 400 plus, and you guys are going to win 500 plus more than likely. If that goes the way I think it does anyway. So there's definitely some
we'll
cool
find
stuff.
out soon enough.
Yeah, more will be revealed. That's for sure.
For sure.
More will be revealed. The 904 one's going to be interesting though, especially after, but that's a week after Ronaldo, right? That's like 10 days from now, or is it sooner?
I'm pretty sure it's 1 week from today.
Oh snap! Yeah, well, you guys better choose your buckets wisely this week.
Well, on the bright side, there's no polar this week.
Yeah, dude. Yes. Good job.
So
You guys took that
this
one
is like
fucking
a stars alignment scenario. Hopefully.
I like it. What else is going on out there? Everyone's talking about these mergers. Nobody knows who they're merging with yet, so it's kind of like unneeded information. It's like, cool, you're getting merged, but like, who are you getting merged with? Is it somebody good or somebody shit? Is it somebody shit? Nobody cares. It's like you're gonna get one good merger out of this whole batch. Watch, and it's probably because the nation that's getting merged is already really good. Like 910 or 7. I don't see much else going on.
Yeah, that would suck.
every-
You're like a 7-Eleven and you get, I don't know. I don't know the really bad nations. Like what's the nation, the Kingsley of nations? Beef knows.
Oh, that's 797.
There you go. So what if 797 gets merged with 7-Eleven?
Well, 797 is a locked nation, so that won't.
Oh, okay. All right. But you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's
Absolutely.
usually what happens, though. I mean, when's the last time two superpower nations got merged together, guys? I haven't heard that in a really long time. You know, I haven't heard someone like say like, "Oh shit, they got merged with them." You know, but I haven't heard that since probably since I've played the game. You know,
Oh yeah.
so I think you're gonna continue to get the good with the bad, or the healthy with the unhealthy, you know. Especially all those nations up there with the 1200s plus, I guess you'd call it. Whenever those farm bots started taking over everything that Woody loves to talk about so much, you know. But when those when those farm bots started taking over, I mean, it's a real thing because now people that are going to get merged with those nations are going to really feel it, and there's going to be like 12 people there, you know. Yeah. So I think that's gonna start to really play all its cards out now that those particular quote dead nations are going to be merged with some potential halfway decent nations or otherwise. But I feel like that's what's going to happen because that's what always happens. You know, just like camels. I said it this morning in Woody's pod. Camels stay status quo. They don't change much because to change anything it would take work. It would take effort. And they're only working on new things to generate more income or revenue per se. So they're not going to be going back to change something to make it better for us or the community or otherwise. It's why these older nations aren't getting merged. You know, they
Tell you
just
something
keep
that's
status
different.
quo.
I can tell you something
Yeah.
that's different. So, if
That's,
you notice that some nations that just merged December are getting merged now again.
yeah, because they're still dead. Doesn't change just because you merge. The activity doesn't become more just because you merge when the nation's already dead and there's nobody there. Especially if it's ran by farm bots. There's no
I'm
money being spent on the server. They're going to continue to consolidate, because they're going to free up, bandwidth because there's no money on the server. The least spending nations, again because there's no money, they always seem to get the mergers the quickest. It's just always been a thing for Camel. I feel like it's nothing new, brother. Not in my eyes, anyway. Not the years that I've been playing. It's kind of in status quo once again. When they started, what the earliest nation we have on the list is what 700, something like
700.
that. Yeah, it's the earliest. They're staying status quo. They're running up into the newer nations and getting those guys their first, second mergers. Whatever the cycle's on, and they're gonna go from there. You know, I don't know what the nation number is. In their algorithm to trigger the merge is to recycle. Because that's ultimately what we're looking for. At least down in the older 1, 2, 3, 4 globes, 5 globes even. Shit, there's a couple of nations in the 400s that still haven't been merged, So there's like some weird shit going on, but it's Camel don't give a fuck unless you're, you know, I don't even think they give a fuck if you're spending money. But if you're not spending money, you're definitely going to get made probably a little bit of merge quicker because the nation's dead. But I find it very hard to believe that Camel would merge like a 7-Eleven with even a mediocre nation, I feel like they're going to get the bottom of the barrel. I feel like that's how it's set up. Unless the pool is
Other
super
merges
small.
had 1126 merged with the good nation. And they're
Did they put the
usually second.
nations out that are actually merging together? Is that like been put
Not
out
not
yet?
not this time yet. I'm not
Okay.
expecting for another couple of days or some shit.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get all the information kind of at once, but we know how Kayla likes to roll it. They want to make people feel special by sending the notice out and all the above. Dangle the carrot, get everybody excited, spend a little bit more so you guys can go pound the bear or whatever, new events coming out this week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what those nations, what everybody gets to merge with. I'm excited to see, I guess, what that looks like. because usually there is a nation that you can kind of pinpoint, or a nation or two, depending on the globes and how long they go through. Oh, that's going to be a good one. That's gonna be cool to watch. We've been doing it for years now, and there's been some really good ones throughout the years. So it'd be nice to see what comes to it. See if anybody can maybe change a GC champion or anything like that. That's always fun to watch and kind of take the pulse of. But the if Camel's gonna do anything different, nah, man. The only thing they're gonna continue to do is develop new little widgets for us to spend money on. That's what you can guarantee is going to continue to happen. The changing of things, or the things to make it better, super unlikely in my opinion. So work with what you got, preserve what you got. I don't know what you guys are telling your nation to keep the blood pressure going, but that's what, especially all these people who did get a merger notice, and do yourself a favor, try and preserve what you got. Whizzle out the bullshit trash, and see if you can't put together something special. Putting together something special, I think, is what it's all about. You guys sit here and listen to, us about these podcasts and these nations and these top elite war ranks and going up and blah blah blah. To do that, it takes some effort, and it takes a team. So I would suggest putting together something nice if you can. During the merger process is probably the time to try to find the people to start somewhere. So good luck to you guys that are getting these merger notices, and try not to ignite civil war because somebody took your fucking minerals, or killed your E8 troops that you weren't supposed to have anyway on your farm that you love so much. And you forgot to turn your zombies on defense or whatever. Like, just don't do all that stuff. Hopefully you guys got good leaders out there, and you can put something cool together, and we can talk about it here on the pod, over the course of the next year or so, because that's ultimately what we do, as we talk about what's happening in the game, and who, what, where, when, and why, and if you're just a big bunch of donkey trash, we're probably just gonna say that, and probably not much else. So, you want to get yourself the opportunity to go out there and, change a GC champion. I always think that's fun. I always think that's cool. Shout out 567. Getting GC win, changing GC champion this year. I think there was a couple of others that flipped the hats, up there in the newer nations. But long and short of it is it's not an easy task, and it takes preparation, and everyone coming together to whip some ass, and get out to a certain opportunity. You want to take advantage of it. So, all you guys getting mergers right now, this is in my opinion, your opportunity. 425 hasn't looked back since we got our merger a couple years back, whatever that was. So we've been on a good GC run anyway, elite war and things like that. And I've watched numerous nations since their next merger, whatever, bring it together and really get somewhere. So those of you guys who are getting a merger, though you don't know who you're merging with just yet, I'd like to think that you guys again put it together. Now is the opportunity to try to put something together. You don't want to do it after you burnt up half the people, killed half the people, made half the people leave again because they killed your farm or something stupid. So that's my little tidbit for the evening, I suppose. Especially for all you merger participants coming here in the next week or so. I love how Camel just drops it on you right before. But I feel like we're gonna get GC here in another 4 or 6 weeks, some shit like that. Probably start. I don't know, somewhere. It's coming soon. I feel like so. You might as well try and put something together and go give a run at whoever last season's champ was. I think that'll be a good opportunity for a lot of you nations out there to create an opportunity for people to be motivated and be online, create active moments, and just activity in general. because we've been playing down here in 425 for some years. And I'm sure there's some other nations down by me that can tell you about the activity scheme. It's difficult to continue week in, week out, day in, day out, month in, month out to generate that activity. And keep people engaged in the game. Years and years later. So take advantage of the opportunity you guys have, and try to go out there and kick some ass. That's what it's about. As my boy Holbrook would say, reach down, grab your balls. Go do something. And hopefully that's against an enemy nation, not your own. Try not to do that whole Civil War bit. I think I have experience in both sides, and the peaceful way is definitely a bit easier, and you definitely have more active members. 3-4 years later. So it's definitely a little something to leave with you guys. Getting mergers and think you just want to, I don't know, tyrant things up or be the dictator type shit. It's best to work as a team and delegate those responsibilities so not everyone's doing it all himself. So especially for the whales fighting and shit like that, you want to alleviate some of the pressure for those guys so they want to stick around with the game for a while. I've watched so many whales leave the game over the years, so if you guys got a good player spending a couple dollars on the game, do what you can to keep everybody engaged. It's definitely what it's about at this juncture is activity, talking in the chat, and things like that, getting it going. What else? Is there any else stuff? Is there any nations in like Civil War, anything cool out there that I've missed? I've had my fingers off the pulse of the game. I feel like for a couple of months now, outside of 425, and like what I can see from like rankings and stupid shit. But I haven't seen any like big Facebook reports where people are dying. I did see something possibly that maybe 52 was going back in Civil War, but I don't know if that's true or not. I glanced at something maybe. I don't know. Is there anything fucking cool out there to talk about? What's going on?
Well, I'd like to say something, Lead God. So, my nation, our first merger was the last merger where you got a notification and then you, I guess, had some short timeline before you were told who you were getting. So, in the sense where it's like you might have some type of influence to tell your VIPs who you would possibly like and not like. After my merger, that completely stopped. Every merger going forward after ours was, hey, you're getting merged. This is who you're fucking getting, right? Like it wasn't even, you didn't even have a chance. This merger that happened last night has gone back to our first one that we had where we got.
I did notice that.
So I said, I don't know. I'm just speculating. Like I don't know if Cam was going back to that style or this is just a one-time thing. But I have to mention that this is new because for the past 4 merge lists in the past year and 4 months was, hey, you're merged. This is who you're getting. Bye. So I think that's a little cool and exciting. Not saying we all have influences on who we get, but just had to throw that out there.
I mean, I agree. I definitely know that it changed. However, I highly doubt that it changed to a point where it's going to influence. But it's very possible. Camo's open to it.
I'm not allowed to say which player or nations, but through the grapevine, VIPs reached out to certain players asking why they left the game. And those players expressed, and supposedly they're on that list. I don't think it's for most nations, but I mean, that's another crazy thing that happened. I don't know if this is a response to, we all know the EBT version, right? Or something, but just hopefully this is all for the better. Camo shaking things up, and I mean, we all love that new update they did last week, right? Where you buy packs and you're getting free gold for the packs you buy. I think that was really awesome for the community. Hopefully they can kind of keep adding a little bit more into the game like that. where you probably buy packs and get some free speeds, free heals that will help boost participation. So, yeah.
I don't know if I'd read into it too much. You know, Cam will send you a message if you stop spending. If you're a big whale and spending for a couple days or shit like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Why'd you stop spending on our game?
Yeah, I
Hit you
mean,
up with some changes.
so,
Sorry, guys.
you know,
Lost you walking through my house. I'm back.
so like, people misunderstand how the game works. Like, your VIP is not the one giving you the merger. They are the middleman between you and the actual developing team or merging team that gives you the merger. That's what people don't understand. Now, the VIP has a little bit of, influence or say, like, hey, I have this spender, this nation they really want. But at the end of the day, it's still the developing or merger team that actually makes the call based off of a human decision or an fucking algorithm that they type in the system, and they look, well, let me type this nation in. Oh, well, yeah, they look like they could actually use one. So I don't know. But I know for one thing, there's about 5 nations on this list that shouldn't even be on the list. Like, it doesn't even make sense they're on the list. They're super successful, regardless if it's through participation or they are buying their success through the money. But you're talking GC winners, you're talking nations that have been the GC finals multiple seasons in a row, to nations undefeated in head of state, winning KE for over a year, which is still very impressive to do in the game. So I like it. I think it's an exciting time. I do feel sorry for the nations that didn't get it, that really, really do need it. I don't know what else to say to those guys, but hold on the best you can. Recruit.
Nah, don't tell him to hold on, bro. Tell him to get the fuck out of there, bro. That's what you tell him to do. Tell him to get the fuck out of there.
It's hard, Lee God. Some of these guys are die hard for their nation. They just will never leave, and they're gonna learn.
Yeah, yeah. So was Venezuela. You know, like, you know, it's yeah. I hear you. It's sad because you're gonna be placed in a situation where you're gonna, be, especially if you're spending money, man. You know, like that's the part. You know, if you're a free player, like absolutely, man, ride out for your nation forever. You know, if you're spending a couple of bucks and you're like serious about the game, then then you're gonna wanna move. You know, and that's unfortunate, especially if you spent a year plus, building your nation into something halfway decent and getting to an opportunity, and then getting an absolute shit merger. Or no merger, for years to come. You guys are up there in whatever nation you guys are in. Come down here and look at nation 431 and 429. Those guys are single merge nation. They've needed to merge for years, and they have not received them. Just hanging out, I believe there's like one other nation that just like never got a merger. The Noritama nation, right?
Forgotten
540.
nations.
Yeah, they're just forgotten. There's one asshat there spending money still, and it keeps the server open, in my opinion.
Do you want to know the conspiracy behind that, Lead God?
What's that?
So me and Pip, we were in a VC last week, and they were looking at a lot of these nations that you just mentioned, and there was something that stood out. They were all heavily Japanese player based. just right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny, bro, because I wouldn't put it past them, and you're 100% right on that as well.
7-7.
Both of those nations, both of those nations are heavily populated with Japanese. And you want to hear something that's even more fucked up now that you say that? 425 is like 65% Japanese, I would say. And I was the last guy to get a merger in my nation before they like locked out those other two. So I feel like I was in that pool too. But I said, fuck you, enough. And I finally got mine.
I mean, 779, the oldest unmerged nation in the game, is like 90% Japanese.
Yo, that's crazy. These racist fucks no offense. No offense. Fuck these China cocksuckers.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'd say.
you know, like fucking, because that's probably exactly what's happening. Like I'm literally like talking out loud, and I apologize if I sound racist because I don't mean to be. But that does sound like definitely a KPI that I would pay attention to if I was any type of manager slash owner of anything. You know.
Yeah. Pretty.
Can't say that I blame them though. The Japanese were brutal to the Chinese during World War II.
Well, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I understand the resentment for sure. You know,
Oh yeah,
I do.
I do.
Come on, it's been
But
80
those were some
years.
good nations, though. You know, there was a time when 429 and 431 were some of the best nations out there. You know, they beat us in a GC. I mean, though it was handed to them by the Chinese, which I thought was so ironic at that time. But whatever. We won't go down the rush hour path.
Sorry,
So
had to, you
Who
guys on
you
the.
who you hoping who you hoping for, Bryce? Do you have any hopes and wishes?
I mean, of course, when you look at the list, there's about at least 5 nations on there that I would absolutely love. Then there's about another 5 that I think could benefit me in any way, and then I really wouldn't want any of the others. I think,
Well, the real question is how many can you really touch? So, like, what's like within your globe range? There's probably only 5 or 10 nations within your globe range. What nation are you? Let me ask that. I'm sorry.
908.
908. So there was a decent amount of 900s in that list.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So good luck.
Yeah, and possibly some of these powerhouse ones that are merged could get a unmerged nation. Camel's been doing that shit again lately, so I don't even know why we're on this list early. I mean, I know we've been asking VIP, but we haven't pushing them. We just kind of been giving them the hey.
Let me ask you a question, and I say this with the utmost respect. On today's date, before your merger, you're 908, and 910 is also on that list. And we all know that 910's a GC champion. They've been kicking ass for years at this juncture. How much more power / participation / better is 910 than your nation currently? Like if you went GC head up, like how bad do they kick your ass?
I can't say because I've never really tried against them, and before they recruited Nabsy, they only had a Boo, which was 1 max city. Now they have 2. We don't have any max cities.
Okay.
It could
Good
be a
KPI.
good fight. It could be a really good fight, to be honest.
Are you guys super active?
We're about the same, but we're more of a KE nation than them. They get love.
No, I know. Correct. I've definitely heard 908 and KE. So I guess the question is if they were to get like a wonky merger, and they're already a GC champion, things like that. So if really nothing changed, maybe they got like 3 or 4 new cities, that were pretty decent to their number 1 alliance, maybe. But you guys get a halfway decent merger, with one of the like your top 5 that you're kind of requesting. Is that enough of the top 5 that let's just say this. If you get the best nation of your top 5 that you're talking about, that's not 910, let's just throw that out there. Can you beat them?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. So yeah, like those are the things that I like about Camel, and the way they do the merger sometimes. Because, again, I like the dethroning of champions. I think that's cool. I think it's a fun for goal for nations like yourself in the position that you're currently in to go after, and if you can kind of like, again, pulsate, what whoever they get merged with, and you guys get something that's halfway decent or even at the better end of the spectrum, you might be able to give them a run for their money, whatever that looks like. So I think that'll be cool to play out. Again, just like I said earlier in the podcast, I think it's shitty that Camel didn't let us know, and they changed it like you talked about earlier, who everybody's merging with, and they're kind of dangling that carrot for 24 48 hours, whatever it's going to be, because April's just a few days away. They said April in the notice, so we got a couple of days. 31st is what, Tuesday? So, we got up until then to kind of figure it out, I'm assuming. And they want to do Chaos Land and all that crapola. So we should be figuring it out here in the next 24 to 48, I would assume. So it'll be nice to kind of hash
They-
out who's going to be doing what. And then, we
They
can
will
talk
announce it.
projections and shit.
They will announce it on Wednesday. That way, if they get it wrong, they can always say it was April's Fool's Day joke.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
Has any, Lee God, I mean, you've been around for a while. Has anybody ever experienced a merge list where they took more than 24 hours after you got your notification before they told you who? Because personally, I haven't seen that yet, and I've only been playing for just about 3.
No, I mean, what's going to happen is you're going to start to see, VIPs telling. I would say like right now, VIPs start to become active here in the whatever they get to work here, in the about now. So, they're gonna start, in my opinion, start shooting their big players messages, and then more than likely, 7 hours after reset time tonight, the full notices will go out, I would assume, and then an update, not like crap over. So yeah, I'm assuming that it'll happen, very, the way it's supposed to, which is, over the next 12 hours or so. But it's Camel, so you never fucking know.
Yeah. I'm assuming VIPs will be harassed for the next 4 months as well, because, like we said, there was nations on this list that, why the fuck are they on it and we're not? So I expect VIPs to be just fucking harassed for the next 4 to 5, whatever, how many months till next
Well, like
week.
you said, man, you're just killing the messenger, and I feel like a majority of those VIPs are now AI anyway.
Probably.
Unless you got one of the OG ones, I don't think anybody's really talking to anybody much anymore. So, the long and short of it is they're just a messenger. They can't do anything but send another message to somebody else. So, and if you don't like your merger, I don't know. I think you can cry about it a little bit, but I don't think Camel's going to do anything to change it. Even though I've heard in the past, when Camel did have a little bit of customer service, kind of back in the heyday, that they've accommodated in the past. But I do think that is an absolute thing of the past. The accommodations that Camel used to have compared to, what's going on the last, say, 2 years, is completely different. And I think it's just got probably a lot to do with the longevity of the game, and the focus is to keep what you can engaged, but new subscribers is what they're looking for. So they pay a little bit more attention to the newer nations and stuff like that. But everybody gets the same taste.
I agree.
So choose your lane wisely, and when those numbers do come out, I don't know. We got cities available on 425. You're more than welcome to hit up my boy Tariq or myself. Get you guys over, hang out for a couple of days, whatever. Because that's probably a better option than 78% of the mergers that are going to be released in the next 24 hours. So.
Anybody in the chat, if they have any questions or want to come up here and ask about merges, I don't know if there's anybody from the young nations. Don't be shy.
And I'll just throw it out there because couple last podcasts I was on, Woody's Nation did get its merger. So all that preparation and blah blah blah, did kind of pan out a little bit. There's definitely some walkies that didn't necessarily need one, but it does look like some of the things that were taking place in Woody's Nation there was panned out, and we'll see what happens with their their merging partner as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for Woody's Nation, even though he's not there anymore. Hokage KP has got his hand up.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, KP?
Hey, real quick, I just wanted to throw a disclaimer out there. If our merger consists of a 900 nation, We coming down, baby. We going down. Oh.
Is it because you're trying to 11-11?
Look, man, there's only one of those. We're gonna try.
Man, you
but
gotta do what you gotta do, man. Just you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, I get that.
if we get a 900 station, we're coming down there, baby. I promise you.
So KP, I mean, you don't need to tell us, but have you guys already tried to, make a little list and at least try to send the VIPs for some type of influence, or are you just gonna let it ride?
Well, between me and you guys, right? This has kind of already been in the pipeline. Like, already been letting all of our VIPs know, kind of like statistics-wise, why we need one, and it makes sense to them as far as like, the playbook. Holbrook gave everybody alongside with a few variables on our end as far as 1090 goes, but yeah, man, we're in connection with them, letting them know who we would like to merge with and why it makes sense. But let's be real, VIPs only have so much influence, bro. You know what I mean? They hit the devs with the information, and devs do what the fuck they want to do. Excuse my French, but
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
it is what it
I've
is.
never had VIP do anything good for me other than tell me who I was gonna fight and void 3 days before everybody else. And now they have head of state, they don't even do that anymore. So it's wonky.
Well, yeah. That's exactly why they did that shit, LG, because they got tired of all of us hitting them up every fucking Friday, trying to find out, well, who the fuck are we playing, But VIPs are good for something, bro. Like for instance, we had a person who lost the fucking security code for their account, but they had all the transactions, but they didn't have a fucking VIP that they could reach out to. One of my guys reached out to me. Was like,
Yeah,
hey man,
I agree. Holbrook put me down with some VIP messages to help out in that regard. So 100%, I agree. I forgot about that. So yeah, I'll give them that credit as well. Yeah.
They're good for something, bro. They have a little more depth than what's on the surface, because we only know them for helping us on the surface about bullshit messages. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but they do serve a purpose. You know what I mean? I will say that. I'm not gonna lie and say they don't, but they help out in some ways.
They help me out for different reasons, like getting rid of the bot farms.
I mean,
that's
that too.
so.
That too.
They can also help take off some disgusting NC posts. They can kind of ban some cities and players when they make really, really disgusting shit on NCs.
Yep. We had 621. We had some guy who was doing wish you were dead kind of deals. So I let Princess know, and they were gone within 24 hours. Sometimes like within 30 minutes. And he was doing it from like maybe 20 different cities. I'd have to keep doing it with a new city. And basically she said, person keeps doing it, and eventually they ban them. So that's where I learned that. So if they persist, if they keep trying it, eventually they can't even write in NC anymore. But they just gotta build up that reputation, gamble and all that. But yeah,
I mean, they have a job. At the end of the day, they have a job. Regardless of what they can and cannot do for us, they still have a job to do. They're getting paid to obviously try to be customer service, whatever that even means.
Look at the chat where Chaos Queen's muted.
But KP, if you're still here, hey, good luck. I think
How funny is that? Of course she's banned.
I would ban Chaos Queen in the heart.
You better stop. She's gonna come on. There she is.
Hey man, you guys be nice. Hey man, you guys be nice to my sister, man. No, she has a cussing problem. It's Tourette's. It's Tourette's. You know what I mean? Just all right, be nice.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love
Wait,
it.
Bryce, what were you saying, bro? You were asking me a question. Sorry,
No, I
Queen
was
had
just
kind of just.
good luck and hope you guys get a good merger. You guys are definitely on the rise too. I know your nation is good. Yeah, just
Yeah,
happy guys.
yeah, man. Appreciate that, bro. We have a really fucking great leadership team. You know what I mean? Even like, let's say if we have 40 or King, anybody takes a break that's not a whale, we're still active. We're still pulling up 60, 50, 70 deep in polar or whatever event. I think LG, I don't know if your 300 was a 300 nation. Your first account is in, right? I think we had an EW against you guys, and I think we barely won, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice,
We're
man,
active. We're
nice.
an active bunch. You know what I mean? So wherever we land up, man, I just hope it's not a nation that's in civil war or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But same to you guys, man. I hope you guys have a good merger and
I think Baby was the R5. I think Baby was the R5 of the game who used to say, "There's no bad mergers, only bad leadership," or something. So, I mean, that's mostly true. Like, as long as you're not getting a completely disgusting nation and you have great leadership, you usually can make it work.
Yeah, I think that's also changed a little
yeah,
bit with the bot farms and shit like that.
Right.
If you got Goats Nation, could you make it work?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I'm saying, it's most likely 60-40 or maybe even a 70-30 thing. But there is just some people that they play the game differently. They don't believe in cross nation. They think that's a waste of time. They think it's all about I'm logging in and I want to burn somebody in my nation and log off. It's a shitty way to play the game. I really do. I think this game is about team and cross nation and representing your nation at the highest level. I love that way of the game. I think in-nation beef is stupid. But there's players that truly believe that's the best way to play.
Like, I didn't mean to throw anyone under the bus. I just mentioned Goats Nation because it was one of the first ones that came to mind that has been in civil war for, what, 5-6 years now? Yeah.
I mean, that could stem from leadership or could stem from players. It's funny, like, some guys think they're a good fucking leader, right? And it's like, are you really a good leader? Are you willing to bite your tongue? Are you willing to compromise? Because there's a lot of leaders who think they're great, but they're never willing to compromise at all. They're never willing to meet halfway. And like, for an example, I can use my nation and my leadership. We don't always get along. We will actually beef with each other in chat from time to time. But guess what? We don't turn on each other. We don't leave the alliance, burn each other. You know what I mean? We just kind of treat it as like a family thing. Like, you know what? Hey, fuck you. I'll see you tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes great leaders. That you are willing to argue and get past it and always make what majority of the time is the best decision for your alliance and for your nation. I truly believe that.
No, you got it. You got a firm point there. I don't mean to toot our horn when I say this. We're in a blessed situation to where every single individual is on the same page, and if we share ideas in our leadership team, bro, and then come up to a consensus together to figure out what would be the best idea for the nation, and then also run it by R3s just to make sure everybody's on the same page. And if anybody has like a concern, or if they feel there needs to be any adjustments, there's no ego or anything above one another when it comes to that. We take everybody's ideas very seriously. So I think it's one of the things that make 1090 very unique, because there has, they've had their issues long when the nation first started, but it's like there's no issue, bro. One alliance, second alliance is literally just like a playground for people, you know. But it's really the main alliance with the CWS where everybody is at. But I just, like I said, bro, so I hope wherever we merge, wherever we go, everybody who we do merge with will be able to see it themselves. You know what I mean? Far from a heavy egos and I think a lot of you guys have that type of nation now more than ever, especially the old nations, because you guys been through everything.
Right. I mean, so before we were even on this merge list, we were already self-merging with a nation, and we were slowly getting those players to come over. And we had a very warming message from one of them. He expressed how much he loves 908. I guess the nation he came from, because I don't want to throw this nation underneath the bus, but he was telling us like you couldn't speak out of line, you get thrown out of the alliance. Like he was really telling us like all these things, and we were just mind blown. He's like, I love that in 908's leadership, you will ask the entire alliance, hey guys, how do you feel about this event? How do you feel about this? What is your guys' opinion? Like, we don't just make every decision as a leadership. We will make a alliance chat mail. We'll ask all our players of their opinions and how they feel about things. And that makes them feel special. Like we actually care about everybody.
But do you
And
know?
this guy saw that and he fell absolutely in love with us. And he wants to bring more of those players from that nation over.
I'm not sure. I don't know if that's the exact case, but do you know why some nations actually ban people from their own alliances, for example, to talk on nation chat and stuff like that?
Well, it wasn't nation chat. It was like you weren't allowed to question leadership. You know what I mean? From what he was saying. It wasn't. Yeah, this has nothing to do with like NC.
That's a different thing. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and I was just mind blown. You know, like I guess there's some alliances or leaders out there that like they really run it like a dictatorship, like legitimately, like they don't care what the other 90 players think or want, because their leadership, they think they know what's best. And if any player is listening and isn't experiencing,
So long as you're not questioning said leader in the heat of battle, fine. You know, just don't question leaders in the heat of battle. Don't do that.
Yeah. Not during the events, at least.
Correct. Wait till the event's over, all the above. Then you guys can question or have a conversation. You shouldn't necessarily be questioning your leaders. We should be able to have an open conversation, I would suggest, or, say. Maybe, you're just talking about a tyrant, the asshole, but just in a general way, like I'm a leader, and if somebody questioned me in the heat of battle, I'd be pissed. And I don't kick people out of alliance. I'm not the type of guy, but I will in chat tell them to shut the fuck up, and I don't have a problem doing that. Hopefully nobody takes that as I'm some sort of dictator or whatever, because I'm not. And you can ask anybody who's ever, played with me, I suppose. But long and short of it is just don't do that, especially in like elite war settings and something that's very high paced, very, all of those things. Just don't do it in the heat of battle. That's all. But any leader should be able to, answer a question or, give you the rhyme and the reason, and as a leader, because I said so is a fucking answer, so I'm just throwing that out there as well.
Agree.
I kind of agree, but on the other side, like getting a reply like because I said so, it wouldn't go very well with me.
Sorry, what I meant was I agree with Lee.
Like I like to understand why I'm like someone is saying something to me. So if you explain the reason behind it, I might not agree with it, but I get it. It's fine. Now just yes because I said so or no because I said so, it doesn't go that well with me.
Most won't accept that. I've seen it before. A lot of people. It causes a lot of discourse.
Yeah, if you give me a reason, everything is fine. I might not agree with your point of view or with your reasoning, but fine. At least you explained why you're saying what you're saying, and that's 100% fine.
Yeah, what I think what Liga was trying to say was like in the heat of battle, like don't
Yeah,
talk during people.
I'm eating an Oreo. I was just letting you guys talk, because I didn't want to have you hear me.
No, no,
chew it.
I wasn't
But
questioning
that's
that.
100% what I meant. Is, you know, if
I wasn't
if you
questioning
guys are
that
gonna question
part.
me while I'm in the heat of battle, it's like, listen, this is what it is. Just, you know, keep it fucking moving right now. You know.
During
But
during the
anyone should
battle
be
is
able to
one
answer a
thing.
question.
During the battle is one
100%.
thing. Like if after the battle I ask a question and the person replies because I said so, well,
Oh, no. Agreed.
that doesn't
Yeah,
go that
100%.
well. But
Yeah,
during
that
the
wasn't what I
battle,
was
yes,
really saying.
shut up and do what you're told.
Well,
It's
what I was
basically that.
related to.
It's not just shut up what you're told. You have to. We try to explain to people like you're talking and someone is trying to lead. They're trying to command.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the
can't-
worst.
You can't flood the chat with nonsense. Just if you don't like the way something went, we can talk about it after the event. But during the event, you need to listen to the commands because it just makes
100%.
everything smoother.
You know what? You know what I'm tired of, and you know, is likely going to change in 4.2.5 here in the very near future. The fact that, like, in the Void War, like if I were to share a target, everybody always likes to like put an X, you know, and flood the chat with that shit. I fucking hate the X. I hate the X, man. I do. Everything, unless I call for a head count, I'll say head count and then I put the X. Okay, that's meaning I want you to tell me that you're there, and I need everybody to tell me that you're reading the chat and you're paying attention in this specific moment, you know. But the rest of it, man, it just aggravates me that the moment a target is shared, people start placing X's. It's like, man, that's gotta stop.
It makes
Gotta
it
stop.
and it makes it more complicated because if you're trying to follow, someone posts a target, there's a bunch of X's, and then someone else's post is another target. You go and check, and then you want to go back.
Dude.
You want to go back to the first one, and you have to scroll and scroll until you find the first one you were looking
It's
at.
the worst, dude.
I'm like,
It's the worst.
Jesus,
Yeah.
that happened to me
Yeah.
this last void.
It's the worst, man. It happened to me. It happened to me this last void. you know,
Yes,
and
I know. I
it
was there.
It was like, all right, I gotta get out of here. You know? Getting frustrated. Getting frustrated. So yeah, I would definitely suggest in those regards, guys. You know, because yeah, I don't like the X, man. I don't. I'm gonna put a Nix in it in the very near future. We got some stuff going on in 4.2.5, so I'm just gonna not try to change too many things too fast. But long story short is yeah, the X has got to go, and I would suggest it for anybody else who's merging here in the very near future. Don't put that shit in your, you know, in your pocket, your booklet of tools that you use. You know, as a leader, if I call for head count, yeah, man, I need you to drop that X and let me know that you're there. But
Or
everything
during
else, I don't need it.
or during Frenzy or Void, people posting bubbled CTs without any type of explanation. Like, why? Like,
Right.
if you do it like what you did, Lead God, this last Void, like, here's a guy, tell me when he's on bubble. Fine, at least I know why you're posting a CD that is bubbled. But after that, there was like 5 or 6 cities being posted,
I mean, with
and I was
286,
looking, and they were all
we can
bubbled.
talk about that real quick. Yeah, I mean, 286 is just one of those nations where you may as well not even try on Sunday unless you go into it, you know, with a, I don't want to say even a sizable lead, but you at least have to be up, you know, and to get them to, you know, open their shields and make a mistake. If they go into it like they did with us, you know, with a lead, even a couple 100 million, it wasn't a big lead, but it was enough. They don't open the shields, man. Period.
Yep.
They set traps, they defend, they do all these, you know, they got great leadership over there, and I got respect for them, you know. But you know, there's just no doing anything against that.
I actually got pissed
yeah.
because of the timing. because I was like online for like 2.5, 3 hours, and it was bubble after bubble. There was nothing going on. Nismo was open. Nothing was going on. As soon as I left, like 20 minutes later, someone attacked Nismo, and I'm like, Jesus. Spent
Yeah,
2
you
hours
gotta,
looking at bubbles when I decided to go to bed and call it a day. Something happens.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
I was
"Gee."
honestly surprised they didn't bang him in the head, you know, and I'm happy they didn't, but you know, I was honestly surprised they didn't bang him in the head. If I were in their position, I definitely would have, you know, and I mean, we would have been prepared for it, I think, you know.
Nismo was open
got-
on purpose. He said he was going to
Yeah.
be open. It was
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I think we were prepared for it. I mean, even if they would have came with, you know, their specialties to whip it up pretty quickly. So, you know, but at the start of, if I remember correctly, at the start of Void, we had like 55. You know, 55 in his city. You know, with I don't know. I'd like to think we would have won that. You know, but I could be very wrong. You know, it all depends on how many you would have let in, I guess, and how fast they got there. But I'd like to think we had the people to defend him. And he's a fat city, too. He's like 250 or something like that.
Yep.
So, you know, he's got a couple of troops in there. Good baseline of stats. So, yeah, I feel like, you know, and he was online. So, you know, it would have been a fun battle if they came. You know, let's put it that way.
yeah,
At
they
least there would've been
came
a chance
after
for us
I
to win.
left. They ended up coming after I left. That's why I was like, bad timing.
Well, they just defended his attacks. He was like farming their stupid. He was like fucking with him. You know, they didn't attack him. They just fucking whatever. Defended a couple of his troops, burned his SOS, and killed one of his fleets. That's what it is. They're fun though. If you can actually get them to participate, and you can, you know, but I feel like we would have had to leave his city open for 19 hours, you know? And then in the wee hours of something, they would have banged him on top of the head. But when they see a couple of doomsday lines and things like that, and there was no reason for them to open, you know, their shields. So, and they don't. They're very known for just kind of hanging out and taking, you know, a nice easy W because they don't want to open their shields. They're very bubble savvy, you know, that particular nation. They do really good T4 traps. They don't rain with high tier until the bubble's securely placed and, you know, you're basically dead. So, you know, they do fairly well, but, you know, they lose a lot of other events, you know, because they don't care. You know, they focus on a couple of events. They've been a top 20, call it Elite War, you know, participating alliance forever. For as long as I can remember anyway. So can't really take much away from them. They don't participate or, you know, focus, I should say, on like all the ancillary events, Polar and Wasteland, and you know, I'm sure they pop in to grab some merit and things like that. But you know, the long and short of it is when you're fighting a nation like that, man, you know, I looked at the score, you know, before the Void War started or before Sunday started. I was like, oh, this is a wrap, you know. I'm not even gonna waste any gold, you know. And I tried to, but you know, there was just nothing there. I was staring at bubbles forever, you know.
Yep.
So, and I can only do that for so long. You know, it's like okay, I can stare at the game all day if there's action, you know, and there's people engaging in the game. I can't tell you how many Void Wars I've spent 24 hours online, you know. So, or you know, whatever, -5 or 6 for sleep, but essentially the entire day. You know, it's hard to do that these days. I mean, not a lot of people want to fight, so you know. But whatever, we're still gonna try to do our thing. You know, win, lose, or draw. You know, we want to fight. You know, we set a fuck ton of theoretical traps for 286, and they wouldn't hit any of them. And you know, but they didn't need to. You know, so anywho. You know, we'll see. We got a little frenzy action. We don't really care much about frenzy. We're gonna try and you know, change some things in the Void Wars, you know, category in 425 here in the near future. So, we got some, a couple of new rules going in place here, over the course of the next couple of weeks, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get back into the winning section when it comes to voids. So that'll be nice to to get going. Got some other things brewing, but I'm really just kind of sitting back and seeing what's going on with the Elite War scenarios, and we got this merger thing going on right now. I feel like that's kind of the couple of big things in the game that everybody's paying attention to. We haven't gotten any type of crazy new releases, since our antiques and our last new officer. So nothing's really much. Everything's pretty status quo. Sure, we're gonna get some other new release here in the next month or so. New skin or something wonky like that for something.
Yeah,
But
we've been getting something new almost every month. It was the antiques,
it's like
then the new plane skin.
officer skin, officer. You got the
Officer.
Alex skin, and then you got
Yep.
the officer, and then you got the plane, and then
Yep.
whatever
They're
whatever,
basically
fucking
keep
crazy.
it every month. There's something new.
Yeah, I
More or
don't tend
less.
to disagree, man. It's coming. There's something new coming. We just, yeah, exactly. So we just prepare. Try to do our best, but at the end of the day, these are things for everybody to kind of look out for, and kind of plan ahead. But looks like the kind of the week set. I'm gonna, now that I know a little bit more about 785's Elite War schedule this week, I'm gonna pay attention to that a little bit. And then we got the big one with 567 and 255 this week as well. So I think that's enough for my plate. I'm anxious to see what Camel's going to give us the next 24 hours or so with this list of mergers, and maybe we'll do. I'm sure once Woody gets it, he's going to want to fire back up another pod. So I'm personally going to call it quits here tonight. I got a couple of things. I got to wake up early tomorrow. But it's been cool chopping it up with you guys. I'm gonna see if I can't jump onto Woody's when we figure out what these merger results are. I'll pay attention to Discord personally when you guys start feeding in all the information on who's merging with who. It was actually pretty cool. Shout out to the community. For bringing all the numbers together and generating a list fairly quickly. For everybody to kind of take a look at. I thought that was pretty cool how fast that came together. Within just a couple of hours this morning, there was a spreadsheet, there was fucking icons, there was columns, there was all types of shit going on real fast. So shout out to the community for doing their thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. You guys kill it, kick it, and more will be revealed, man. Shout out. Till next time.
Alrighty.
Take care, LG. Later, man.
Peace.
All right.
Well, it doesn't seem to be too many people questions, Hokage. I don't know if it's because everyone's just waiting till they see who they get, maybe, or probably don't have too many young nations in here.
So what are we thinking? Like, how soon do you think they're releasing April's mergers results?
It could happen within the next 10 hours, to be honest.
No shit. I was thinking like Tuesday, but no, you're saying like right away.
I mean, I personally never experienced them taking that long to announce who you're getting after you get the VIP message, but that could be something new too. But it's going to be anywhere from today till
Wednesday.
yeah, and then
The
after
Yeah, that's. No, go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead.
I'm curious to know if we actually have our Chaos Land this week before Frenzy KE, or they'll do it right after Frenzy. So that's the interesting thing.
Yeah, I think it might be after. But here's what I will say. I'm not saying like the mergers, this one in particular, it has quite a few powerful nations, bro, that literally did nothing to set the tone for getting a merger. For instance, 1070, bro. They just won GC. They never stopped spending. They kept doing what the hell they had to do to win everything they could possibly win. The only thing I could foresee, like anything changing, was like their void results because they kept going against like merged nations, you know, and losing because of the first 4 phases. But this merger has quite a few like heavy hitters, bro, that probably don't have much business getting a merge, if you ask me personally. But I'm glad we got one.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
know.
I mean, lead LG isn't too familiar with nations up here, but he didn't understand. This is probably one of the strongest merge lists I've seen since I started playing the game. There's at least 5 to 6 nations on here that are very strong, very good. Could have a if they can actually get a decent merger, that's a top 20 elite war nation for sure. You know, some of them are already. I mean, like 7-Eleven is already up there, but you know, 1070, 1090, 910, 908. I think 826 is like another good one. Like if they get a good merger, that's a top 20 elite war nation within 2 3 months after their merge. So I see a lot of powerhouses, or I see a lot of nations here that if they just get at least a B minus or higher merge, they're going to make a lot of noise in the community.
Yeah, facts. That's where I'm like, okay, that's where I'm trying to put my brain on it. Like if they announce in 10 hours within 24 hours, like that's kind of, I don't know. That's to me that's kind of fast, just based off the power of the mergers that are coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love merger season. It's the most exciting part of the game, to be honest. It just brings new blood, just an overall excitement.
Yeah. Either way, bro, I'm ready for sure. I'm ready. I know everybody else is ready. Um, you know, shout out to everybody. You know, thanking everybody. You know, for the mergers and shit. It's not an easy task trying to get into the algorithm. You know, for us, we had to chop down a lot of BP, bro. Chop it down a lot, and just stop farming, and just go the regular procedure. But nowadays, I don't know what it takes to get one. Honestly, we can speculate, but just based off this merger set, I don't understand it anymore. I don't. There used to be a certain algorithm, but it don't apply today.
Yeah, like trying to figure out the mergers is
Yeah, I
almost
think we need.
impossible.
I think that's a waste of energy and time for the community to think we know what it takes to get one, because this list just proved all of that is bullshit. You know what I mean? There's too many nations on this list that didn't do a fucking thing, or they're too successful and they're on the list. So again, Camo wanted to shock us. They sure did it.
I do have a theory though. I do have a theory where maybe there are some nations that are on this list that are like super powerful, right? They're like, damn, like they had no business probably getting one. Maybe that was intentional to a nation that did do everything they needed to do to get one and pair it up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say a shit merge because obviously, you're going to be with them forever. And I don't believe in putting people down and calling nations a shit merge, even though it's not up to par to your expectations. Me personally, I don't believe in that way. But, but yeah, you don't want that. But maybe all of this shit is intentional and part of their plan. I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Maybe. It's very difficult to know for sure what Camel is gonna do next and the logic behind their decisions.
Yeah, either way, it's exciting, bro. Um, Yeah, it's super exciting. I'm ready for it. Like I said. And who else is in here? We got Skull 1116. You're gonna find out how crappy we are in Frenzy next week. I promise you.
Okage, I think Phantom is trying to get back here. He has his hand up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hero?
Yep.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Yeah, my phone had cut off, so gotta turn it back on and all that. Jump back in.
I got to do some driving, so I might lose service from time to time. I don't know if Phantom or you guys want to, or Light Show wants to kind of carry the podcast, or if not, I'm up to you guys if you want to keep going.
Yeah, I kind of like to maybe talk to some of the other people that are getting mergers. I see Butters out there from 923. Anyone else want to come up and talk about what they're expecting or what they're hoping for?
Yeah, Butters or Grimo is from 923. If they want to come up here and talk, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great because their arch nemesis 896 did not get a merger. So I'm really interested to see what they have to say about that. And if anyone from 896 is here, love to hear what they have to say.
If anyone
So I'm
wants,
inviting Butters up.
if
if he
anyone
wants to
wanna
talk.
come up and talk, just raise your hand. I'll bring you up.
I think I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Yeah. I mean, we're super excited. I think AP basically expressed the way we feel about a lot of things. It's been a long time coming. We tried to do everything we could to make this happen. You know, we slashed troops, made people like that. You know, my teammates are still yelling at me because some guy got rid of 50,000 tanks he didn't need. And we reduced the second alliance troops down to like 1 million max per player. Kicked every city out of every farm alliance, just all second cities out. We did everything we could, and we're super excited. You know, we have a list. I kind of agree with what Bryce said. There's a couple really strong nations out there that we'd love to partner with at the same time. I kind of think that whoever we end up get right, we're going to work with them and do our best to build a strong fighting nation. Right, we're organized. We have high numbers already. For an unmerged nation, and if we can get consistently 20 or 30 more people showing up for hits, I mean, we'll be able to take down some pretty big cities. So that'll be pretty exciting for us. So we're I think we're pretty excited. Oh, yeah. So we're pretty excited. We're we just hoping to just waiting to see who we get at this point. You know.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Sounds like you guys worked real hard for it.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because I mean, you got some people who just kind of I mean, you guys know that the farms don't matter, but some people they just it takes a while to just push the team. Listen, we got to do this. We got to do this. And hey, whether it was what worked or not, it ended up working out, and and we'll move forward and hopefully make the best nation we can going forward. We just like to burn shit, so
Yeah.
let's we just like to do big hits and play events, and hopefully we can find a partner that couples with us, and we can get good participation and have fun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things get shaken up in these higher numbered nations. I want to see what happens. A couple of really good nations got some merges, so, and I'm wondering if maybe like a 908 or a 910 will drop down into my globe.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that evil on me.
You don't want to fight in GC, Bryce? Come on.
Well, I mean, 908 and 910 both were GC finalists, and 910 won the past two. So, and they still got to merge. And 908 has a 100% win rate in head of state. So, they're both going to be strong no matter what.
Hey, don't forget, you have a lot of people in 908.
That's
I
right.
do.
All right, and we have someone from 896 here as well.
Yeah, it's sad.
Let's tell us what the feelings are over in 896. I'm sure I already know what Relly's thinking. He's probably drowning himself right now.
Oh, I think he said he deleted Discord and everything.
Probably. Sounds about right.
And Hippo's not very happy.
Yeah, I can't blame either one of them. So, are you guys doing the same kind of things that everyone's doing? I mean, I know you guys cut out a bunch of spending. You did a bunch of other things. Are you doing all the same things that Holbrook was doing, like purging the farms and burning the double accounts, all that other stuff?
I think a lot of the double accounts got kicked out of main alliances, so they were just on their own. And then Hippo a lot of the leaders set up that if you were below C34, nothing above T4.
Nice, but it didn't help. Well,
no, I guess we won a void against 923, and it just affected that.
Maybe, hard to say, but
love you, Butters.
But 908's been 100% on their KE stuff, and they got to merge. So there's no rhyme or reason to what Camel's doing here. Makes no sense.
No, there's not.
Makes no sense. So, well, I'm sorry, guys. I know you totally deserve it, but maybe it'll give you a good merge in the next time around. What is September, October? I think it's September is the next window.
Well, at least we're not 779 or 880s. They're the oldest, so we're still winning.
Yep, you're still winning. You're still keeping your head above water. So I like it. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Anybody else out there want to talk? Scrapper, 850. You got to merge. Come on up. Let's see who else we got. We invited him, but he hasn't accepted yet. Anyone else out there want to talk?
Oh. We have
someone's
Scrapper.
raising their hand or something like that. I'll talk about 1132.
All right.
We just got one in December, right? So we have 3 full alliances of active players. It's not like no one's inactive. What I would say would be an issue in 1132 might be the amount of spending. Why it's on a list again. But other than that, it was straight as far as like city strength went. It's not overpowered. 1132 merged with 1010, so it was a straight. Um, I only had an issue with like third alliance leader, who kind of was one of those people who didn't really compromise. Like he was passionate about playing KE and all this other stuff, but anytime it came to like working things out as far as alliances go, like I wanted him to rotate R5 or something like that, and 1010 had like Civil War issues, so he had trust issues. He wouldn't give up R5. Um, Recently, he wanted to merge with the Second Alliance, and I was like, okay, if you go over there, you're gonna have to rotate R5, and he still wouldn't compromise there. So it's crap like that. But so whoever we merge with, I was kind of wondering this because the nation's full. What do you do if that nation has a top three? And now we're gonna have like a top five, top six. Like, I'm kind of contemplating what to do there. Like now that there's a merge coming, and we do have like some head like some farmer cities that probably kill off and get rid of. I wasn't really crazy about doing that before, but now I guess I might as well. C30s, C31s, just get rid of them. They're not just drop level and all that shit. But I don't care for killing players like that. What do y'all think?
You could take the path that Holbrook took. So when he got a merge, basically said, we're the number one alliance. SAD's the number one alliance. If you want to play, come to SAD. If you don't play, you don't participate, you miss X amount of events, you're out of SAD. And that's working really, really well for them. So maybe take that kind of approach.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did for the last merge. We take activity, there's activity, city strength, and we did a spreadsheet of different other criterias. Like who would qualify for getting in the Super Alliance. And it worked out pretty well, but we still have players that are moving around because they want to feel out like kind of the vibe of different alliances. And you can't just tell them, hey, you can't go nowhere or whatever the case is. They say they want to go, let them go, and just whatever. But now I'm gonna try to do a different approach with the second emerge. See how that works out. I was also contemplating like thinking about time zone.
Yeah,
Got a lot of,
you got to think
players.
about that. Yeah, you got to think about that. Figure out what works best for the majority of your players, and either adjust your times or figure out who's going to go where. But yeah, you'll have to do that.
I have a question. Can we talk about how many nations that actually have a very high participation level, very decent winning rate that actually got a merger?
Oh, there's several.
Several, but it's like a very small percentage, right? And usually they get paired with a very shitty nation. Nations like
Yeah.
that don't get paired with a strong nation. Strong nations really get paired with a problematic nation.
Yeah, Lead God touched on that earlier. He was saying that, what's probably going to happen. We can't say for sure. The glory days of the dream mergers seems to be over. So most likely a good nation is going to get paired with a terrible nation. We can't say for sure. We just have to wait and see. But you're probably right about that. It's probably a good nation. One of these good nations is probably going to get a junk nation to try to save that junk nation or to try to save those players. Hard to say.
Usually, I know it's hard to say, but then when it comes to Camel doesn't follow logic, but they do a little bit. They're not going to pair to strong nations. That just doesn't make any sense. They're going to try to balance it out.
Well, they don't do that anymore. So they did that before. 858 is a perfect example of that. We got paired with 885 and 858, and it was a dream merge. Probably one of the best merges that has ever happened. But that was 2 years ago. Is it going to happen again? Probably not. Will we ever see that again? Probably not. So you're right there. You're right there.
There was a strong merge last merge.
But
I
also,
put Google who 1126 merged with. It was good. It was a strong merge.
what city was what is that? He's got this guy Black 1020, right? Did
I'm
they
not
get a merge?
familiar.
This so I don't know. He's like a
Look at
big
that.
whale, but I think he like just stopped logging in. I feel so anybody like whale kind of guy like they stop logging in, and I'm talking about whales, not your you are like you think you're a big spender. I'm talking about big spenders like Vegas when he like I think that helped seven. Come on, Lala, help me. What is that? 7 8.
785.
Thank you. 785. I think that helped them big time because they do track. They track accounts like people like you can give away your city, but they know it's not your city. They may think it's you, like they may portray like they think that's you, but they know it's not you because they like everything is trackable very easily. So like
Yeah.
when they know like a big. Go ahead.
Well, the Vegas cities had been dormant for a long, long time, and I don't think uh, anything. I don't think any part of the merge that 785 got was due to the Vegas cities. I think that was due to what Holbrook and the rest of the 75 Nation did. They they killed off their farms, they killed off the second cities, they reduced their
Yes.
BP, they did all that stuff. I don't think it had anything to do with the Vegas cities. So
No.
and we're kind of seeing some of that with some of the other nations where they did the same types of things, like 923. He just talked about killing off a bunch of the farmers and stuff. So,
Civil
but
wars. It's
yeah,
it's like one of the things. Like if the nation is in distress, they don't want that. They want kind of like balance that out. If it's like been a problematic thing for a long time, they're gonna try to merge it too because for them it's not. It may be like preferable for a little bit, like because yeah, people spend on those bubbles and heals, but in the long run, it's not because many people end up quitting that game, so they want to
yep,
merge.
yep, I understand. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
So I think the thing about it is like we keep trying to wrap our heads around and understand why Camel does what Camel does. I mean, they're a business. They're going to do stuff based on their, you know, their profit margins and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when you get a merge, and and I won't lie, at the beginning of my gameplay, I was, you don't fucking listen, you fucking burn. As you play and you realize that you don't get these merges, and you know the game is bigger than just building your city, and building a nation. Like you have to take. So you like these people are going to have two options, right? They're going to get a merge. Might be shitty. I mean, it doesn't even fucking matter. You got to make a choice. Are you going to put the work into building a nation and do the grind? I mean, for me, I love that shit. That's my favorite part of the game. Um, but to a lot of people, they're just frustrated, and that's just too much for them, right? And so that if that is too much and you don't want to do that, then what you need to do is, instead of continuing spending, I mean, whether it's money or even just time, outside of your real life to play a game, you need to, like, if you don't want to put that into the game, you need to just leave. Sell your city, give it to, or just donate it to, an active player in that nation who wants to care about it. But I just think that Instead of worrying about camel this, camel that, you got to get your shit right, build it right, or fucking find somewhere where you could just play. You know what I mean? Um, but I am excited. I love merges. I don't think I really slept last night and I was fucked up. But
Oh.
it was it's exciting, and it's just going to be fun to see who makes the most of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm excited too. I want to see some of these nations. Like 850 got a merge, 846 got a merge, 801 got a merge. There's a bunch of 800 nations that got merges, and I would love to see those nations come back to life, um, and give us a run for our money. Um, I want to see our GCs come back to life. People have kind of given up on GC, and we love GC, and we'd love to see it come back to life. Hopefully, that happens.
I just want to say, fuck GC. That's it.
Some people love it, some people don't. Scrapper, come up and talk to us about 850. Tell us what's going on and how you guys are feeling about the merge. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
We can hear you now.
we can.
All right. We're feeling pretty good about it. There's some anticipation depending on what nation we get merged with. It could make for a lot more work, or it could make for a nice, smooth transition. We're assessing, which our players are. We have two alliances that are pretty active. We have one or two problem people, but we've worked around them. We said, okay, if you're going to be an issue, we're going to ignore you. And, you get the right people in there, whether they're big or small, there's a place for you all. It just depends on knowing what your capabilities are. If you're a 35 city, you're not going to be really taking on a 41 and things like that. And the nuances of the game. There's a lot of people out there to show you how to build your city, what you got to do, things like that. And the teamwork aspect of it, well, we're looking forward to it. Jeepster's a fantastic.
Is it just me or he got caught off?
No, it's all of us.
No, I think he's having some signal issues.
I think he didn't want to talk, so he's like, "Oh, bad connection. Psh, psh, can't talk."
His closet is made of lead.
That's what happens when your wife makes you talk in a closet. Like,
I try to talk in the closet so this way nobody sees me. You get ready to drive about 10 minutes. I can done about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're still cutting in and out real bad. Sorry, Scrapper. We'd love to hear what's going on over there, but anyone else? Got any other people want to talk about their merge? What they did, what they didn't do?
I mean, I would just try to say what needs to be said. Please, community, don't try to understand this merge list. Don't punish your nation because you weren't on it. Don't think you understand how these nations got on here and what they did, because I'm telling you, this merge list does not make any sense. So I don't want to see people destroying their nation because they didn't get it, because we didn't destroy our nation and we're on it. We just did things organically. Don't force it, because you could completely destroy your nation and then you're fucked forever. Would be my advice going forward.
True. Could be very true.
I'd say that the merge list really doesn't make any sense to me. You got a little bit of everything in it. Even in the last merge list, there was a lot of there's a good amount of mega whale nations that got on the merge list that didn't. They tried some things, but spending it made us realize that spending didn't matter at all. So that ruled it out. So now we're just saying maybe it's activity, kick the farms out, or don't log into the farms. But shit, 1132. I can't say why we got a second merge. This nothing explains it because we just got a merge. So it's not like we was trying another tactic or anything like that. Um, there's not a crazy amount of spending, so maybe Camel's trying to get more spending into 1132. I don't know. But
Yeah,
don't wrap your mind around it.
Yeah, trying to put logic to it, it's impossible. There's no way. They're all over the place. These lists are crazy, and they make no sense. And people who deserve merges didn't get them, and people who just got merges got them. So it makes no sense.
Yeah, and I'll also say this, just from coming from, being in the leadership and trying to get the whole merge thing together and get people in this alliance, that alliance, set nation rules and all that stuff. Be light on the rules. Get to know each other. Play with each other, not in that kind of way, but you know what I mean. Like, get to know each other, feel each other out, and all that stuff. Don't worry about all those. Maybe just set like farm rules, but don't go heavy on nation rules. It really it'll cause a lot of headache and a lot of tension as far as like leadership getting along with each other. So don't create that kind of tension, unnecessary tension and all that. So that's my advice to everybody who got to merge.
Yep. And the last thing you want to do is get civil war out of a merge too. Hopefully, everyone can come together and form some super alliances and make the game better for everyone.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Anybody else want to come up and talk? Saw someone in the chat said something about 1039.
That's actually another really good nation on this merge list. I think they had like a 90-something% win rate in HOS. I think they only lost to 1070. That's another nation to look out for.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. It definitely came out of nowhere. This will be our second merge. We did absolutely nothing to prepare for this. Nothing like we did for the first merger. So we're excited, but at the same time, I think we need to be a little bit realistic. We are a pretty good nation. We spend pretty heavily for the 20 to 25 that do so. So we hope we get somebody like 1070 or something, but in my opinion, I think it's going to be an 800 or 900 team that we get matched up with.
That's probably not a bad thing either,
No, for sure. We're excited just to get activity. As long as we get some active players, we don't really like to get a couple extra C41s would be nice. To get some bigger players would be nice, but at the same time, we'll take just some commitment and just people coming in and just being committed to playing.
That's good. Great to hear it. Looking forward to seeing what happens with you guys.
Yeah, we're excited. I think it can do nothing but go up for sure. Like, as long as we don't get a dead nation, that would definitely hurt. But we'll make do with what we have. We have no issues purging a nation. We've done so. We have our little rebels that try to make themselves relevant, but they're not. So
yeah,
DD does a great job of managing everything for us.
That's good. You could really do something. This last merge, there was two nations that came together. One of them was 746. I don't remember the other one, but I hadn't even heard of 746. I hadn't seen them. Didn't know they even existed. They came out of nowhere and started kicking ass, and they're really climbing up there. We fought them in a couple of different things, lost to them. Just surprised the hell out of us. We did not expect it. and they did it strictly with participation, like 785 does. You know, 785's got some whales, but 746 didn't have those whales either, and they came out out of nowhere with 80, 90 participation, and that's right there is just amazing. So if you guys can do something like that, you know, you don't need whales to win.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, just activity. You know, we just need people to be consistently on, and you know, when you say you're going to be there, be there. When you put your plus mark in, you know, we expect you to show up, not to slow roll in or fuck everything up, or fuck up the bubble trap or whatever it is. You know, so we're pretty good about staying together and everybody following the rules and following direction pretty well. So we're just hoping we can get somebody that can add to the team. I mean, whether it's 910 or 1070 go-tos, like your number one draft pick kind of things. But if it's not one of those, or if it's not anybody we've ever heard of, it is what it is. We'll make the best of it. They'll either fall in line, or we'll purge the nation if we need to.
Yep, I love to hear it. Great job. Congratulations again.
Yeah, we're
forward
excited
to seeing what happens. So.
Yeah, for everybody. I think it'll be great for the game. There's too many people quitting, so we need to stay active.
Yeah, I love how
Yeah.
they did so many. We've got a big list. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many nations that have cities for sale and good cities that I mean, our nation, we have plenty of cities for sale and available as well. I know everybody else does too. So, it would be nice for people to be able to get rid of those cities and get them to active players. To keep everybody active. So, we always got free cities if anybody wants to come in and just play around. We share accounts as well. So if anybody wants to make an appearance, we're more than welcome to bring you in.
Excellent. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I posted the list. If you guys are on that list, get up here and come talk. I'd be interested too. With the merge coming and then merging two different nations, there's going to be a clash of like egos or lots of feelings. Because it is a game, and I get frustrated when people don't play it right. But it is a game of people, and what you're in leadership, what you're managing, and what you're dealing with is how to kind of manage people, and especially if you're you have a lot like you're merging two nations, so you're going to be merging leaders. Like, how do you guys keep those people happy where they don't feel like they're kind of got pushed to the sideline? If you're the stronger nation. And so just I'd be interested to hear from a leadership standpoint what people how they would handle that.
Yeah, I see Abigail from 1070 out there. Abigail, will you come up and tell us what you guys are expecting from your merge?
But I think Chaos, you're always going to have those issues. You're always going to have those people that, the free-to-play players, or, those that don't spend as much, they're going to get kind of pushed to the side in the beginning, because you're going to make room for the spenders and those that are quote-unquote active with the Super Alliance. But I think if any nation can put together two solid, active main alliances, that's nothing but a benefit.
No, 100%. Oh, trust me, I know how to manage that.
Yeah, but to be successful, you got to get rid of the ego. Everybody's got to drop the ego.
You have to be a good leader. Shit rolls downhill, and everything starts at the top. And I'm a big, firm believer of that. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I mean, I really think 1070 is just excited to get some activity. Like, whether we get whales or we don't get whales, like, it is what it is. We have our heavies push as hard as they fucking can, and we win as much as we can now. So if we can just get some extra activity, even if it's smaller players, we'll be happy. Of course, we want to be beasts. Who doesn't want to be a fucking beast? But, if we don't get whales, we'll keep pushing like we've always pushed. We just want activity.
Reach.
I love it.
Yeah.
You guys, 1070's always been very, very competitive. So getting a merge should make that even more so for you guys.
Oh, we're so excited. We literally did not expect it at all whatsoever. We were 100% sure we were not ever going to get merged, because, like, we didn't stop doing anything. We didn't follow everybody's rules, which I know technically means we can still get merged. We'll just get a shittier merge, but I'm okay with the shitty merge as long as we have players. Like, it is what it is. Players are going to come and go, and having a whale doesn't make you win or lose.
If we got 10 active players in this merge, I would be happy. 10, just 10 that
Pretty
show up
much, yeah.
to everything. Just 10, because we have a solid 25-ish to 30. If we could get 40 to 50, I think our alliance would be super happy with that. The more the better, but
I mean, we
10,
can't
I
even
would cut the
our first alliance is not full of like big spenders and crazy active people. We're keeping people in our first alliance to have a first alliance, and we still won GC 4 times. So at the end of the day, like, activity is what matters. If we get a whale, cool. If not, I want some extra players that we can throw in and hold towers and kill bitches.
Yep, reach.
Anyway, I'm off to go eat some
No, you're
crazy weird
not.
sandwiches in
No,
Japan.
you're
So I
not.
love you.
No, you're not. You stay here. My last 2
Almost
days,
ended it. I was about to get off to eat.
Yours? No, you're
Food
not.
is
You're gonna
important.
stay here, Abigail.
Food is so important, though. I haven't eaten yet today.
I have something for you to eat.
Okay, come here and open up.
Oh.
Heyo.
Well, thank you very much, Abigail. I appreciate you giving us some insight.
No, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I will hop on later. Bye bye.
Sounds great. Bye.
See you later.
What a boner killer. Jeez.
Is there anybody else out there that wants to talk about their merge? It'd be great to hear from someone in even the higher nations, but I don't even see anyone from those.
Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now. Yeah. Did you? What'd you do? Wi-Fi or what?
Yeah, I'm out in the sticks, man. I was driving, so sorry about that. No, we're excited about the merge. We've been looking forward to trying to get one. You know, we came from a civil war nation. We've been fighting civil war for about 5 years, and yeah, and you know, we're making the best of who and whatever we have, but the players that we have show up. We get between, I don't know, 40 and 60 people, you know, consistently. You know, and our 41 that we have is, he's a great guy, Jeepster. He's a lot of fun, and he's a gentleman, and he's a good player. And, you know, we kind of looked at it like, okay, well, what can we do with the people that we have, you know? Whether they're small or large, if they want to play and they want to contribute, we'll find a place for you. You know, we will set up a battle plan to go along with whatever level and power city that you have. And we're looking forward to having more, you know, more activity, more people. And yeah, we want to be competitors. We want to be competitors in most things that we play. We are not a great, you know, void frenzy nation, because our nation has had issues, but we've all started moving in the right direction as of late. And a lot of people had secondary cities and multiple farms, and we got rid of them, you know, like, hey, get them out of here. You can operate one at a time, focus on what you want to play with, you know, because that's the only way you're going to be competitive in this game, is to really focus on it. If you're trying to operate 2 and 3 and 4 cities at a time, it's not going to work.
Yep. Absolutely. Although Kitten can do it.
Well, yes, there's always an exception to the rule. Right? But I mean, for the most part, it's not feasible for the average person, you know. But you know, I've made some great friends and met other people and other nations, and look forward to learning new things from them. And you know, because there's always something to learn in this game. Everything that's coming out, you know, who knew the antiques were going to be as important as they have been, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Cowboy. I just saw Cowboy log in. come tell us about
Hey.
what you're expecting for your merge.
Expecting lots of feet pics from everyone.
Yeah.
Lockheed also got it merged too. 1119. You on the list?
I think it'll be fun, man. I'm hoping that we can come up to the 800s and compete with you guys a little bit more.
Oh no, I don't want that. The last
Come to
EW
850, brother.
the last EW we had with you was not fun.
I think it'll be fun though. It's hard to pick, right? Like I'm really good friends with a lot of the guys in 5, 6, 7, and I'd love to compete with them and play with them. And I think we could because there's 2 people here now that are going to max out their cities, and then there's 2 other available C41s that we just have temporary drivers in that we could bring people in to max those out. So in theory, we could get competitive if we stayed down here. But it's a hard choice to stay down or go up.
Yeah, you haven't. You don't know who your merge partner is yet, so I guess it will depend on who your partner is, which way you decide to go.
Yeah, we made one of our R4s made a sheet of every nation and how many C37 up cities they had.
Uh-huh.
And we were the biggest one out of that whole list. Then it was 767, then 799. But if I have the list here, we have 68 cities above C37.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's 44 people with Titans over 1.2. That's what we were looking for. Plane people, 15 people with 700K plus, 6 people with 100K plus, and 68 C37s and above. So we had 68. 734 has 64, which is a decent amount. 736 has 52. So we broke down every nation to see, right? Because we don't necessarily want a city with a bunch of whales. We want the filler. We want the C37, C38, C39s.
Yep.
So that's what we were running numbers to see where and what nation would be best.
Yeah, and you only have 6 to choose from in the 700s.
Yeah, I know.
Not that you get to choose, but
Well, maybe you get to choose. I don't know if they'll even keep us in the 700s.
right. Yeah.
I mean, I would be okay with any of those besides like 2 or 3 in the 700s. Besides that, I mean, I think the 800s is what would make more sense.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting because they've I remember my merge when I was in 853 into 823. I mean, they literally just fucking merged the next nation to you. So
We'll leave this game if we get 700. I will send in my resignation.
fucking letter.
Say thank you, bye.
So we know you don't want 700.
Cowboy, can you? Cowboy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
This is your 3rd merger, correct?
It is our 3rd.
Yeah, thank you. That's just a great sign to see because you get tired of people trying to preach in the community that like, oh, you only get 2 mergers, and here we go. Here's another one getting their 3rd, so it's possible.
So
that as
I don't know if spending has anything to do with it. If you look at every single city once we did stats, every single city is below like 8 billion nation power, right? The ones that should have gotten one, like 701 desperately needs one. They didn't get one, but they're almost 10 billion nation power, right? Like if you look at every nation that got one, they're all below 8. We dropped ours to 6.
Yeah, but there's nations like 896 that have had 0 mergers. They've done everything. They've stopped spending. They've reduced their BP. They've killed off the farmers. They've done everything that everyone suggests, and still nothing. So we try to we try to second guess Camel, and we can't. We just never know what they're going to do.
So one thing that we turned off all of our officers. Like we forced everyone to have their officers turned off. So like when you look at our officer power for the nation, it was like horrible, right? Because it was like third alliance showing up, like a rebel alliance showing up for top 10 spots. So we made everyone turn that off.
We had people questioning you on my leadership because we said 7-Eleven is a great nation. They're like looking. I'm like, no, they look like that on purpose because it didn't make sense, right? You know what I mean? They're looking at the opposite. They're looking at the Titan. I was like, trust me, everything that this nation has done is on purpose, and that's on this list. And it's impressive to be a double merged nation to get your nation BP to 6 billion is straight up impressive.
Well, so 6-11 got 7-Eleven, and 7-Eleven was rejected 3 other times that I know of. So 6-Eleven took 7-Eleven, and it was the 4th one. I know Group turned it down. I know a couple of people turned down 7-Eleven. So I know 6-Eleven wasn't supposed to get a merger, and then they suddenly did, and it's probably because nobody wanted 7-Eleven, and they weren't smart enough to say no. They just took it. But to ask what really came of 7-Eleven, nothing really. Trolls. Nothing really, to be honest.
I can anticipate your future. I can show you how your group nation will look like. If you look at the chat, there's an image there.
That's funny.
But
yeah,
we're looking forward to seeing what happens with you.
I think it'll be fun. Like I said, I don't know if spending has anything to do with it because I really didn't even. I stopped for a couple days, but it wasn't like I stopped entirely. But it was, little. It significantly went down.
For a couple days.
A couple days, and then I'd get some gold, right? Because I needed an advance.
Yeah, but like you say, like you stopped for a couple months. A couple days is not gonna We're talking about a company that. How many people play in this game? So do you really think? Yes.
Well, I'm saying the alliance stopped, right? We sent messages to, hey, everyone who can, please stop spending, right? But it was hard to stop spending and try to keep our same elite war rank and try to. The only thing we played was elite war.
Small spender, medium spender. It's not gonna. It's kind of like you try to blow against the wind. They're not gonna care about that. Like we're talking about pennies for them. They only care about if somebody like a big guy.
I mean, yeah, what I used to spend and was spending to what I went to, the big difference.
That's to you.
AOD completely stopped. He sent Camel like a message where I was very surprised. He was basically like, F you. Like a very rude message, and said, if you don't merge me, I'm giving the city away. And I'm not spending a single dollar. And he held strong the whole time, and he didn't spend a single dollar.
Sorry for
AOD. So a couple of the big guys did that. It was just harder for me to do that because I still had to get a lot of the advances or golds or speeds, like little things. But from what I went to to what I was doing before and what I was doing after, it was a big difference, right? I turned into like a light spender.
Yeah, but to them, it's not. It's
Guys,
like
if you
it's
got an
instead of like giving 5 strokes, you're now giving 3 strokes. Yeah, you might give in less strokes, but you're still giving strokes, if that makes sense.
if you guys
They're
look
not.
at the chat, someone just posted if you got a notification from your VIPs, check your game. Apparently,
Yeah.
mergers are
Right.
happening
Oh, good.
right now.
I haven't. I
Jesus
ignored.
Christ.
How many people have 2 VIPs? Because I have 2 of them, and I ignore them because they're assholes.
But how do you ignore them? Because usually they don't just like send you messages.
No,
They
I did. So one was from. So one on Discord and another one on Facebook. So I have on Discord is Maria. On the Facebook it was, I don't even remember. I can go look it up.
Light show Camel wants to see me leave.
So on the Facebook one,
Wait, do you get? Did you got 700?
Wait. Did you get a message?
Yeah, I got a message. It says at
Shut up.
7-Eleven
Is it what I
700.
just said? Oh, see? What did I say? Lazy motherfuckers. Oh,
What
shit.
what did
About
your
to
message
pop.
say?
I'm gonna go look up my Facebook one. On the Facebook I have Katie.
Here, I'll send it in here.
Hold on. Hey, everybody's getting, it's all rolling out who they're merging with. So this is exactly what happened with 785. Like the night before when we got the messages that we were being merged, we all got excited, and then like fucking 24 hours later, we found out who we were merging with. So it's gonna start rolling out now.
All right, I put it on the message on the chat.
You literally just said, I don't want to get merged with 700.
And that's who you got. Yeah.
You jinxed yourself. Next time you gotta shut up.
No, I'm telling you, they're gonna get an earful.
Hey, Cowboy, so everyone, let's talk about Cowboy. So, you don't think you can make it work? Like, what's your mindset?
I'm just gonna keep my comments to myself.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up 700 because I have a very short attention span.
It's just we've played them before.
Yes. Did we get 9-10?
Right, too.
Did we get 9-10?
You did.
Did we get 9-10? We got 9-10. Everybody.
No,
Shut the fuck
no
up.
way.
Shut the fuck
No
up.
way.
Hey, listen, you are after fucking 858 and 885 merge, you are the next fucking best fucking merge.
Hey, this is a shout out right now, dog. We fucking coming for everybody.
Let's fucking go, bro.
Wait. Who did you get?
910. Come on, guys, one at a time. He was saying 910. He got 910. 908 merged with 910. Yes, they are good.
Which one?
What did Lee God say? And what did Lee God say? That they're not gonna fucking merge Super Nations? What fucking good?
Oh, you're so excited! Oh my god!
Bro, you want to know?
I'm so excited for you.
And about it is sending everyone blue coins right now.
Oh my god!
908 and 910 are been pushing for each other for months now.
So they got lazy and merged the nations closest to each other is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Does that mean we got
I literally
1038?
just said that too.
So, is this merger like that we have had right now, which is whatever? Were there like more nations merged than before? So you know how like there used to be a list, how many nations are gonna get merged? Do you think this time there were more nations that got merged, or no, or is it the same?
I don't think it was much more. I mean, it was a long list, but usually the lists are long, and then as the list is building, it just grows. But I don't think it was like double of the last merge. Definitely had a lot better nations, I think. And listen, I am not as involved in the game as I used to be. So I say like, oh, the nations are they're a lot better, but you know, there's also I don't know the newer nations that well. So I think this is just kind of like there's just a lot of exciting nations that were merging, and I mean 9-10 that was like I'm honestly I fucking stay up all night excited about these mergers because I couldn't wait to see who 9-10 merged with. I mean, and we were talking all night about if 9-10 and 908 merge, that's going to be nasty.
I think everybody deserves a free hand job for this merger.
You know
How
what?
many
I'm gonna send you my ID. Like you can send me blue coins. If you're happy, if you're really that happy, I think I deserve to know that.
You can send them to me first, and then send them to Nova.
Okay, yeah.
No,
Anyway,
you can send him a hand job. You can send Anola a very nice fake.
Okay, back to merges, please. 846. Did you guys get your notice?
No, boring.
We have Clay here for a while.
Hey everyone. Didn't get our notice yet about who it is. I guess they're rolling it out slow, but just like I guess echoing everything that other people are saying, super excited about getting a merge. If we're getting closest, I guess it's probably gonna be 1119 or 1104. I mean, those are the either sides that are in this list.
It looks like you would be going up since 700 got 711, 908 got 9. So, well, unless you're the second one, count it in doubles, count in sets of twos, and then you'll be able to tell who's getting it.
The list that I have, we're 45th on the list, so I guess we would be going up to 40, like the 46th on the list, which is 1119.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll do then.
I'm like refreshing my freaking in-game inbox like every second.
Crazy fuckers.
We have like 4 half-full alliances right now, though, so we're basically just excited to try and get more than like 30 people in an event for any alliance.
You have 4 half-full alliances?
Yeah, we had 2 basically full alliances like a year ago, and then some personality differences caused a year of fun, let's say. And yeah, people basically kind of dispersed back to their original alliances that they were in like a long time ago. And now we've had peace now for like probably 5 weeks now. So pretty good timing, honestly, with not being in like what would basically be a civil war going into a merge. So hopefully Paired Nation is also equally peaceful, and you know, we just get basically like 80 people in an alliance who are all ready to participate.
There was someone posted in the chat 799 and 767 got a merge. I didn't even know they were on the list.
Oh, that might be a good merger, right?
That'll be an amazing merger.
So, are they next to each other? Or did they skip one? That's the question.
Looks like Ducky's coming back out of retirement.
I see 772 in the list.
So they skipped 772.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So maybe they're not doing that then. Or do we verify? Did somebody verify 772? Like they're actually on the list?
It's kind of random, I guess.
Does anyone have an official list anywhere?
Not that I know
Sean
of. I just
Spencer in chat says he's going to check 772 right now.
I just saw someone post on the here on the chat, like, check it. It's it's happening now. So
Taking too long.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Starting to piss me off.
so we have the two extremes here, basically.
Yeah.
People getting really, really happy, like 908, and people getting not so happy, let's put it like that. Sorry, man.
So Sean Spencer posted 772 and 734 are merging. So there's more in the 700th that were not on the original list.
Who?
Yeah, so
Who did you say?
Sully just posted a list, and those nations aren't listed in there. Sean Spencer posted 772 and 734 will be merged.
772. And okay, so they skipped 736.
Yeah.
Uh, 736 with 790.
Yeah, I think this list is constantly changing. There may be more added to the list at some point.
No, I know 10 is going to be ridiculous.
736 and 790.
Yeah.
Midnight Mauler just posted that.
Hey, you ain't about it. It's over there still partying.
Oh yeah, I would be partying too. That whole everyone in 900s is screwed.
That liquor cabinet is not gonna survive tonight.
Yep. And you ain't about it. Just change his name to Can't Quit.
Now he
he's
won't
full on-
quit.
Now he won't quit, and he's full on a whale now.
No, and now he's gonna change his name to I Won't Quit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, his name's been that for a while.
Right.
Because he's been Can't Quit Beer.
That's easy.
We bring up Killa Sean from 847. They got to merge.
Yeah, we haven't gotten notification of who it is yet, though.
No notification yet, but you're definitely getting a merge.
Yes.
779 with 830.
So they skip people there too.
Yep.
Wow, 779 finally got one.
Wow. Yeah, I think this list is still evolving.
It's a
Yeah, that's
bucket.
Cash and Anton, Kim, and Jason.
It's a
They've
bucket
been-
of surprises.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go.
1029 with 1070.
Oh my God.
Ah.
So Abigail got 10, 29.
That's good. That's good for her.
Abigail
We're
wants
sad.
to come up. There we go.
Yeah, Cash and Jason. Yeah, they're gonna come back to life and crush you.
Jason quit like a long time ago, no?
Did, but this may make him coming back. 763-747.
799-767 is going to be very strong too. Very strong. They've been pushing for that for like 2 years.
A lot of these are going to be crazy strong. This is insane.
908, 910. I mean, they're going to be able to compete with 567
Oh yeah.
easily.
Oh look, Butters 870 and 880. Butters just posted that.
Yep. We're moving globes. Oh, Scrapper got his. Yeah.
850 and 847. That'll be a nice merge. Is Scrapper still on? And
Yes. He's
Killer
still
Sean?
here, at least.
Guys,
Yeah,
what do you think
I'm
of your
still here,
merge?
guys.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
excited, man. Looking forward to it. You know, I'm not sure exactly who's in the nation yet, but I'm going to be looking.
So 850, huh? Yep, it just came across.
Yep.
You ain't about it. Still gone, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's partying right now.
He's raiding
Bro, he's
the
outside
liquor
throwing
cabinet.
fireworks.
My bad. I've been giving out hand jobs for the past 5 minutes. I'm sorry, guys.
923 got 949.
I'm gonna have a lot of apologies from the mines for 850.
No worries about that, man. We're all one team now.
I'm really curious why they didn't give older nations, not one single older nation. And there's a ton of nations that need it as well. Unless the next merge, right, they were doing like the top half this time later in the year, they're going to do the bottom half again.
Who knows?
Because there's plenty of nations down below that could use it.
741 with 801.
740. So yeah, they're skipping.
Hey, Sean, I just
Yep.
sent you a message, so.
741 and 801.
So I'm really curious now if they gave 700 the merge and we were just the closest ones.
Could be.
788 with 808. And 886 with 933.
997 and 994. If anyone is here that wants to talk, raise your hand. We'll get you up here. We want to hear your reactions. 886 and 933.
Bring Cores up here. Cores is here.
I'm inviting him now. Come on up, Course.
I want to see the higher nations.
Yeah, we were trying to find someone for from 1029 for Abigail, but there doesn't seem to be anyone here.
We got 984.
You got
Hey, what's
984.
up, guys?
984.
So who did
Okay.
1070 get then?
1029.
1029. Is that a good nation?
You know,
I don't know.
That's
it could
cool.
be good. It could be
You
really
said
good.
1029, you said? Hold
I
on.
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
These merges are going to be pretty wild.
All right, now I gotta research this freaking nation. 984. Anybody have anybody 984 in here?
1029 has 15 cities with 10 million plus officer power. 1070 has 16. 1029 has 24 people with Titans over 1.25. 1070 has 19. 1029 has 27 players with their planes 700k plus. 1070 has 24. 1070 has 16 players with antiques over 100k. So they have some spenders. 1029 has 7. 1029 has 17 cities higher than C37. And 1070 has 17. So they're extremely close. 1070's elite war rank is 63, and then 1029 is 208.
Another one came in 1089 with 1090. KP, you want to come up?
Course, can you tell us about what you're expecting from 767 and 799?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm hoping to see a little bit better elite war ranking, but that's about it. I know that we're very good friends with 799, so it's not going to be a. I don't believe it'll be a horrible, transition to bring LOL and SSS together. So I think it's going to be a pretty smooth transition, personally.
You guys would be going up, I'm sure, right?
I'm not sure about that. I would imagine so, but I'm not entirely sure.
Ten 11
Oh,
with
it's right.
1068.
Definitely looking forward to it.
You two are right next to each other in Elite War, so you wouldn't necessarily lose that.
Right.
Sorry guys, another one came in 1011 with 1068. And 984 with 1039.
Well, I hopped on and see all the excitement. You guys all enjoy your evening. Got an early morning.
Thanks, Course.
Yep, brother. Have a good night. Yeah.
Peace out, Big Daddy.
Who's next on the list? I feel like not
Wait.
many people on here. I feel like we have a lot of people from the same nations, or like the one that always show up for the.
Hokage, you said 1039 and 984 got each other?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's that nation with Kobe, that big spender, right?
Yeah.
Wonder if that is. I wonder how that's going to do for you guys.
We shall see, man. It seems like he's been carrying for a bit, so hopefully we can relieve some of that. We'd like to see. I mean, we'd like to get in contact with him. I'm sure DD will do everything he can. He pretty much runs our nation for the most part. We all trust in DD. But we're excited, man. We need some depth, man. If you guys want to come in, you want to participate, you want to put in the effort, great. We're not looking for a civil war, but we're looking to win. We've been a winning nation. We're going to continue to be a winning nation.
It's good to hear. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're excited. Thank you. Congrats to everybody. That that 9-10 mergers. That's pretty awesome, man. That's I think we're kind of glad we are not getting put down there, I guess.
Right.
God. That's gonna be crazy. It'll be fun to watch though. I'm excited. I hope to see some pretty good reports coming up in the next couple of weeks.
And we just got another one, 828 with 846.
So you know what? I take my statement back. 700 doesn't look that bad. They just don't have any C40. They have one C41. That's it. So it doesn't, from the looks of it, it doesn't look like they have a ton of big spenders. Only one person with antiques over 100, but they have 4 C40s, 5 39s, shit ton of 38. Oh, not a shit ton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 38. A lot of 37s. So it's that
might
buffer.
change. Yeah, that might change for you now. So they might start spending now, and maybe get that participation that everyone needs.
Yeah. Maybe it looks like they needed Wales because they had the lower cities, and that's technically what we needed. So that's probably why they paired us up.
Could be.
Might not be that bad.
It might not. No, it might not.
You need the numbers. They need the whales.
The only reason I said 700 is because we played them before and we just walked over them. So I was hoping to get somebody, that would be better than us, I guess.
Yeah, you could have.
Without being, I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful if anyone from 700 hears it, but it's just that's what I was hoping for, right? But it's I don't think it'll be a bad thing.
It's gonna be okay. We've got this.
I'm gonna call on you if I need any therapy.
Oh, I'll be happy to help you.
I'm sure you would for the right price, right? 200 an hour. I'll help anyone.
Yeah.
826 with 894.
894 is pretty strong. It was 844, 877. Those were on that list of a lot of good cities available. It was 831, 844, 846, 847. Those are really good packed.
844
have a lot.
844 got 805.
Okay.
And another one came in. 823 got 890.
Who did 877 get? Do we know yet?
Wait, who's 890? Does anybody know? Because I don't know if they know, but they just merged with my old nation, which is a forever Civil War nation.
$10.38 and 896.
No.
That's not confirmed, is it?
No. It was just us talking. No.
I guess.
We will never get a merger. We're just no. We don't have expectations.
942 with 952.
877 with 887. Rolling in fast and furious.
On one hand, it's really cool that they did this during the podcast because we can follow live. On the other hand, it's a shitty time to do this.
Yeah. 823 with 890. Is there anyone who wants to come up and talk?
That would be actually great.
Raise your hand. I want to hear what you guys are thinking.
They say 823 looks like a civil war. like they have in Civil War.
Oh, really?
That's what somebody
Yeah.
from 899 just said.
Yep, I see that.
I just said that.
Oh.
So 890, I don't know who 890 is, but 823 is my old nation. And
Really?
yeah, and so well, we were 853. Rizzo started that nation. So we were probably at peace the whole life of that nation, probably like a week. And then we got drunk and bored and fucking hit the other alliance. And they've been in the two whales there, Pride, Legend Pride, and F12 have been in Civil War ever since. They actually merged with 823 and basically ran all their best players out of that nation. I believe some of them went to 767. And they ended up buying their cities, and now they're still in Civil War.
Okay, next.
Can anyone resurrect John Paul?
I wish.
Golly.
We loved going up against him in a bunch of the events. He was a gentleman and definitely fun to play with. He's a great guy. He used to make us really mad, but he was a nice guy.
Yeah, I agree totally.
Very frustrating in the early days.
Alright, guys, I'm out. I got a shower. I'll be back in like 20 if you guys are still on.
All right, thanks.
I mean, thankfully we got Jeepster, so that's pretty good out of that. I mean, there's some others too, so I mean, it'll be a decent merge. I don't think they're in Civil War or anything, so I think we should be okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
just start talking. I think you guys will be fine.
Yeah, would you go to 850 or stay? Where would you go up? I mean, I don't think it really matters.
You guys will have to talk about that. It sounded like when Scrapper was talking earlier, he was saying that they've had some deals with Civil War, some issues with Civil War. So maybe they'll want to wash their hands of the 850 and come to 847. Hard to say.
I mean, you guys are.
Go ahead, Chaos.
Sorry, I mean, it's just that usually if the nation is, I mean, the strategic players, you want to go to the newer nations, right? Because it changes your matching and pairing, but you guys are so close. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's gonna matter at all. So, yeah.
Hey, definitely a better merge than our first one.
100%. I'll go with that. At least we got. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
I don't even want to say how many fucking merges I ran.
So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm gonna have to talk to them because I don't know. See what they want to do.
Hey, Safe is in here if we want to get Safe up here to talk and.
Yeah, definitely want to get you and let me bring Safe up. That's a dream merge right there. That merge might be even better than ours.
It's secretly
Hey
been
guys.
We've been pushing.
Hey, Safe. Or is
Good
it
morning.
Saif? Is it Saif or Safe?
No, safe.
Got it.
How's everyone?
Good. Congratulations.
Thanks, brother.
Did Abu leave too early?
Now that we got merged, I believe there are some changes. That's going to happen. But in reality, I think he just doesn't have the time for the game, at least in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
But
Nice.
you can always come back
Well,
now.
congratulations. Do you guys know which way? Are you gonna go 910, 908? What do you think?
We will discuss it in private. I think they want to keep their number.
Yeah.
So 908 and 910 are very good friends, very respectful nations. It's going to be a very easy process. Um, I mean, we love our undefeated head of state record. They love their GC names, but because we're so friendly, at the end of the day, we don't care as long as we get what we want to get going. So I think it'll be a smooth process, and yeah, just we're excited, a little too excited.
Yeah. That's an amazing merge, and ultimately,
Sorry, sorry
908
for
or
the
910.
interruption. Sorry for the
Go ahead.
interruption there. There's a new one, 1115 with 1104.
Awesome. Yeah.
going.
So ultimately, 908 and 910, it's not going to change who you fight.
I believe like I'm happy with the merger because as Price said, we our leadership and 908 leadership are real good friends. We have a great relationship, and we're kind of friends in real life too. So we've met a couple of times, so we'll be fine.
That's great.
So we have again 1119 and 1088 and 1166 got 1176. I hope someone is taking notes because
want to come up. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's taking notes on this. I haven't.
Because I'm not.
Either am I.
So I'm updating the nerd spreadsheet as we get him. I'm just putting him in there. I mean, I don't know what he'll do with it, but it's key. If you click on the link to the merger spreadsheet for April, I'm posting them in there. So if you see anything incorrect, let me know.
Thank you.
Okay, and we have 1017 with 963. We have someone from 1017 coming up.
Yo.
Yep. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm very excited to finally get a merger, man.
Who you got?
Do you know anything about
Remind us.
your nation?
We've been having a pretty bad streak on Frenzy. We just don't have the activity to, beat our opponents in Frenzy. So finally, we can get a merger and get more people in.
Do you know anything about the nation you're merging with?
No clue. We've never played against them. We don't know nothing about them. So.
But it sounds like you
It'd be
don't care.
interesting. No, yeah, I mean we do care. Hopefully we get a lot more activity and we can be a good contender against other nations in KE events.
I think
That's
what
great.
Light
This sounds like. Go ahead.
I think what Light Show meant when he said you don't care is like not that you don't care you got a merger, is more like, okay, you need the activity, so you don't care whatever nation comes is fine as long as it brings activity. It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we need it. I believe we had a 41% win rate on KE events, which is horrible.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant, but it's fine. I'm just glad you're happy with it, and you're going to be able to be competitive again. This is going to be amazing for the game. It's going to bring a lot of people back to active again.
No. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, man. A lot of people are gonna start spending again because our big spenders just kind of stopped because nobody cares about the events anymore. So it'll be nice.
someone induced me into a mistake. I thought 1025 was actually merging with 1111.
Oh.
That would be something.
Now we got
quit the game.
1017 and 963.
Yeah, that's the one we just talked about.
Yep.
Look.
You know, I want to say something too. Like, people don't understand 908 and 910. Like, we want greatness. We want to go for it. How many nations actually want that? So it's like people think they want a badass super merger, but they don't realize the smoke that comes with that, and we're willing to challenge that and take it on. So, like, some of these nations that didn't get a really great merger, like, it's okay. That doesn't mean that you're getting a bad one or whatever, because a lot of people don't realize when you get a merger and you get a good one, you can't even handle the competition that comes after it. So just remember that.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
It's just a guess, but do you know why you got that merger?
Yes.
My guess is to keep 1111 occupied.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We're gonna be having a fight 567, 255, 425. Like, we're not gonna be fighting the same people. We understand that, but we're up for the
Well,
challenge
it'll be
because
interesting
we
to see
play the game the
910 and
way
908.
we want to. We strive for
It ain't
greatness. So
staying
that's
in
all I'm
that
saying. Like, I know a lot of
that
people are hating and mad,
those
but
nations
a lot of
long. As
nations
soon as that
wouldn't be able
merge
to
happens and they're
handle
fully
a
like
merge.
Chaos
put together, they're
Queen?
moving on up.
Like I
What?
couldn't hear half what Bryce was saying. You ain't about it was saying because you started talking. I don't know
Oh, I did hear him.
if it
Sorry.
was by mistake. You went about it. You were saying. Sorry, it got to a point I could not understand what you were saying.
Sorry. Where did I leave off, or were you couldn't hear me anymore?
Just start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So what I was trying to say
can.
is 908 and 910 have been striving for greatness in this game. We want the smoke that comes with this. A lot of people in this game, like, they think they want some dream merger, some badass merger, but not realizing when you get a really good merge, like, you don't fight the same competition. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing 5.567, 2.55, 4.25, 2.19, but we want that smoke. How many nations in the game can actually handle that? And then they probably regret their merger, you know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of nations in here, like, you're fine. Don't get all butthurt because you didn't get some super nation that you wanted that is going to make you think you're great, when reality, you get that merger and then realize you can't handle the competition that came with it, if that makes sense.
Sure, but for example, 1111 is not gonna see 425 or 255 in a frenzy or a void. But if they build another big nation close to them, like what they just did, maybe it's some more competition to keep 1111 occupied. Like not just for the Elite Wars and those events, more on the Frenzy, Void, like the ones that for 1111, how many nations do they have in their bracket that can challenge them or give them a little bit of a fight during a Frenzy or a Void?
Yeah.
Not
That's
that
what
many.
I mean. Like, we know, I'm just saying, we know, like, what we signed up for getting this merger is what I'm trying to say. We completely understand the competition coming our way.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
For sure. It's fun. I like competing. I really do.
Yeah, this is definitely going to bring new life to the game.
I would like to add that I would like to add something on what Bryce said. We asked Kamel that we just needed five. We sent a list. So from the nations that made our list, just two made it, in in the uh, in the merger list that came out. So what we told Kamel is, outside of our list, we don't want any nation. Like if none of them made the list, don't give us a merger. We would wait.
And obviously, 908 was on your list.
Yes.
Yep, definitely.
That's amazing. Again, congratulations. Chaos.
Thanks, brother. I'm really excited and happy, and I can see the rest of 910 are excited and motivated to join up with 908. And we're going to be a great team, hopefully.
Yeah, looking forward to
Thanks for bringing us together.
Chaos, come back up and tell us what you were saying.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob from Nation 1104. We just got confirmed with 1115. This is our first merge, and I had a question. I don't know if you guys want to answer it now or later. What advice would you give to a nation that's merging with another nation when clear with, and that nation has bigger whales? Like, for example, we have no C-41s. We're about to merge with another nation. They have two C-41s. What advice would you give?
Well, whatever they say.
Not
necessarily. We're both in here together.
Within reason.
All we want is activity.
Yeah, work together. Talk to each other.
Remember, it's a game, and you guys have a common goal.
I'm not one of the whales from 1115, but we're well aligned. Like, we're looking for activity and we're looking for participation. Like, we have 4 half-full alliances. You guys have 2 full ones. Like, we'll figure out, what works best from timing perspective, and like everyone just wants to have fun in the game. It's not like a my way or the highway kind of thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, to be honest, for our nation, our activity has been going down. Spending has been going down because, we've been, again, this is our first merge. We've been down for a merge for a while, and unfortunately, the motivation for our players has went down. But ever since we got the notification early on today about it, a lot of people are talking. A lot of people are excited, and I definitely want to make the time, make the best of what we can do.
Yeah, just work together, you guys. Talk to each other, figure out what's best for both nations. Just because someone can spend money doesn't mean they know how to run a nation. So, talk to each other. If you look, a majority of the R5s that run nations are not the whale. And a lot of whales don't want to be R5. They just want to spend money and play the game. So, yeah, talk to each other, figure things out.
I was about to say exactly that. Like, start with what you're doing right now. Like, you're talking to each other in a podcast. Just keep doing that. Get into a chat, both of you or the leaders of each nation. Talk it out.
Yeah, definitely. You want to get all your R5s, your R4s together in all the alliances that matter, and figure it out. Figure out which nation you're going to. Try to figure out as much as you can ahead of time. Which nation you're going to, what you're going to do. Are you going to build a super alliance? Is everyone going to come together in that super alliance? There's a lot of things you got to figure out, but But
If
there's also a lot of people
events,
out there that can help you.
events you're gonna be focusing on.
Yep. Yep, that's important.
Yeah.
No, it all sounds good. Funny enough, the first thing that came to my mind was when I saw the numbers 11-15. I remember there's C41 in a recent Iron Blood we just did. So I found that out to be kind of funny. Like we just faced the Iron Blood and we're merging with them. Not too sure if there's any other nations who are also having that coincidence.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's lots of information out there. There's lots of discords out there. There's lots of people ready and willing to help you. There's lots of people that have been through multiple merges that know how to do this and know how to do things right and how to set things up. And there's a lot to know about it. So you got a lot of work ahead of you. So you kind of want to delegate some of that. But yeah, start talking to people and start figuring things out. You guys got to get in communication with each other as quickly as possible. Figure out, who's going where, who's going what, how you do what you're doing, who's going to run things. I mean, even when things are friendly and you're getting along with each other, sometimes things can be tough then too. So you got to try to figure out as much as you can ahead of time. Chaos just posted a
Updated list. Yeah.
Yep. Just read it off real quick for those who can't see the chat. 700 is merging with 711. 910 is merging with 908. 772 is merging with 734. 736 is merging with 790. 779 is merging with 830. 1029 and 1070. 763 and 747, 870 with 880, 767 with 799, 850 with 847, 923 with 949, 941 with 801, 886 with 933, 997 with 994, 788 with 808, 1089 with 1090, 1011 with 1068, 984 with 1039, 828 with 846, 826 with 894, 805 with 844, 823 with 890, 942 with 952, 877 with 887, 1000 with 1048, 1115 with 1104, 1119 with 1088, 1166 with 1176, 1017 with 963, and the last one, 937 with 983. That's what we know of so far. If there's anyone out there who wants to come up and talk.
So 831 and 878 I just added.
And we just got another one, 1158 with 1189. And if you want to come up and talk about your merge, just raise your hand. We'll bring you up.
And I can extend the live a little bit, but
Oh, you have a hard.
I should have stopped 7 minutes ago.
Well, let's not keep you up, Hokage.
No, it's okay. I can still do 23 more minutes, like half an hour past the scheduled time.
Okay. Well, I think it's slowing down a little bit, so I don't see anyone.
Even if I
coming up at
leave,
this point.
if you guys want, you can continue here. It's not a problem. I won't close the room. It's just the live will be shut off.
That's fine. Anybody want to come up and talk about their merge?
Cowboy is asking if someone from 700 is here.
I haven't seen anyone. I've been looking, but I haven't seen anyone.
No. And I think we hit a record today.
Oh, how many people we had?
At some point, we had 70 people
Wow.
in this live.
That's really good. That's really good. Really good.
I think it'd be alright to call it a night.
Yeah, I think we can. Hokage. Let you go to
Call
bed.
it here.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for putting this on.
Thanks for coming
No
up.
worries.
Thanks for sharing with us. We appreciate you all. And congratulations to everyone and their merges. Oh, we got one last
we
one.
had 11:30 with 11:51.
Here we go. If anyone has the link to the spreadsheet, please post that in the chat. And otherwise, we'll let Hokage go for. He's got to go to bed. Thank you, Hokage, for hosting this.
No worries. Sorry, but it's like 5 a.m. in the morning for me.
No. We understand completely.
I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you
No worries.
so much.